What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, I don't know right now. I'm kind of like in a good mood, but kind of sad because obviously we had a passing of a legend last night. But at the same time, I did kind of have a pretty fun last night. So I'm kind of like all over the place right now, man.
You just gonna drop fun last night without letting us know?
All right. I guess that's not cool to drop fun last night without letting you guys know. I apologize. Took the fam to WWE last night.
Really?
Yeah.
They were in town.
Yeah, they came in town last night. And initially I didn't know my kids like loved wrestling or like would enjoy it. But when I copped the PS5, one of the games I played was WWE. So it was like, all right, cool. Because more importantly, because it was multiplayer. Obviously, they didn't make a new one yet. So it was like, all right, it's multiplayer. So we're playing. All right, cool. And I know it's like the kids are like loving it, all right? Loving it. So a couple days that went by, and I get a little email alert because I always take KK to the WWE events. So it's like, yo, it's coming to town on the 28th. I'm like, all right, let me go cop these tickets, see what's up. So I get the tickets. Gray is excited because Gray loves anything. You can be like, Gray, I got you a hat. Oh, Gray, I got you a shirt. Oh, that's great. Ava, she's like, okay. I'm like, whoa. Whoa. You know that moment.
Not impressed.
You know that moment where you felt like you did something fire. She's like, that was it. So low key when she said it, I was like,
do we have dinner on the lawn after or something?
So low key when she was like, okay. I started to be like, okay. Well, you ain't gonna do nothing else for the rest of your life since you ain't gonna be happy that I surprised you with wrestling tickets, right? So I was a little upset. But I played it cool. I ain't let her know that she hurt my feelings. I played it cool. So whole time we get in there, she ain't saying nothing. Is it over? What time does it end?
Wow.
Dad, can I bring my iPad in there? I'm like, whoa, that's where we're at.
Before it even started.
Bro, before we even started.
Oh, my.
I'm like, okay, so this is what we doing today. All right, bet. So as we start continuing in, we get in there. They don't know. I got like the cool like ringside package, cool seats, meet and greet. So as soon as we walk in, she's like, Dad, this don't like nothing's going on. I'm like, yeah, it's because we early. So she gets to meet the first couple wrestlers. She's like, oh. And you can see her little face start out. She's trying to hide it though, because Gray is absolutely losing his mind. Gray is hyped from the time like when we get, I need a belt. So they give him it's like a little belt that comes with the package. I need a bigger belt. So he's like 1,000. But Ava, she's trying her hardest to hold it in. She's giving a little smirks. I'm like, we about to get her. So she meets the it was like two lady wrestlers. Then the Miz, he came out, they met him. So it was like, all right. So then as we go in to sit ringside, everything was chill. She was still holding it in until she saw one of the girls that was signing and doing the meet and greet come out there. And while they're wrestling, because we're so close, gave it a little point wink. She's like, she's been in heaven ever since, bro. The whole night. That's what she kept. She's like, yo, this is my favorite one right here. This is her. This is the one. I'm like, So then I said, so the night is over, right? We get to take the chairs on. She's like, yo, oh man, I got these wrestling chairs. Like, it's cool. So we're in the car and I'm like, yeah, so hey, man, that wasn't even that fun. We probably shouldn't do that ever again. She's like, no, Dad, I really wanted to go again. When are they coming back into town? But she was so like just happy about it. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. So next time when Daddy says he got you or something, you better act like you know what I'm doing, man. You better act like you put some respect on my gift giving. You know what I mean? Because she didn't want to give me no love at first, but now we good. So
little Moats Ava rivalry going on right now.
It is, because she's my twin. So we're like identical, like spitting image, the way we act. I wasn't always surprised. I'm going to show it on my face sometimes. She is that. So that's why for me, I'm like, hey, wait a minute now. Hey, what you looking at like that? You looking at me like that? Oh, that's the look that I get that look to people. So you give me that look back? Yeah, that is that vibe, bro.
Who's the big guy right now? Like who was the top guy?
The top guy last night was RK Bro. So it's the tag team champions. Obviously Randy Orton and Mr. Bro, the Ultimate Bro. I think it was Super Bro. I don't even know the dude's name, man. It's some young cat. Yeah, but he used to do UFC as well. He's like a 10-3 UFC record. I forgot his name. I looked him up a little bit yesterday, but. Randy Orton was the big name. The Miz, he was kind of big. Let me think, who else was a big
Is Cena and The Rock just done?
I haven't seen.
Or do they come back for appearances?
Well, I know early on, Cena would always come into Pittsburgh. We'd always see him. But yeah, I don't know recently. But the other dude, he was an old school cat, but I loved him because it was like my childhood. Rey Mysterio. Bro, when I was growing up, I used to watch Rey Mysterio all the time. 619.
He was there.
Yeah, him
Okay,
and his son. They would wrestle. Yeah. Him and he has his son now. His son's wrestling. So it was like cool to see that whole thing, man. I was like, all right. But yeah, those probably like my main people. The rest was like younger, newer people, your Dolph Zigglers and stuff like that, man. So I mean, it was still cool. It was still a dope vibe.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Heck yeah, man.
Do they come once a year?
No. Sometimes they come two. Yeah, usually 2 times.
I was gonna say just to be there.
Spring and then one in the winter. Yeah,
just to be there, considering how common it is for them to come. If it is every 2 or 3 years, then who cares who's there?
Yeah, bro, it was a vibe
to get a WWE experience in Pittsburgh. That's pretty cool.
It was definitely a vibe, man. It was definitely a vibe. So that is partly why I am excited and happy. The other part is, which we'll get into in this first topic, we had the passing of a legend. But before we start with the passing of the legend, let's keep it on a high real quick. Let's get this check-in rolling. All right, sure. Let us know where you are tuning in from, man, and we will give you those shout-outs before we start this first topic. But it does look like I already see people checking in, and with that being the case, I will make sure I start reading them off. We got Jordan 390A. He says it's 7 a.m., or they say it is 7 a.m. and minus 24 Celsius here in Calgary, Canada.
Oh, wow.
Now, I know you are our resident geographer, but how you feeling about, your temperature transform, your temperature conversion?
What was the exact number again?
Negative 25 Celsius. What was that in Fahrenheit?
Okay. Celsius.
Yeah.
Like negative
25 Celsius.
Where did he say he's at? Calgary.
Calgary. Excuse me. Negative 24 Celsius.
Holy hell. Fahrenheit. Wow. Bro, that's gotta be, oh my god.
What you got for us, man?
You sure he's putting Celsius? That's gotta be like maybe negative 50 or 60.
So I just Googled it just to confirm. Negative 24 Celsius is negative 11 degrees. We say negative 50. Boy, you try to end the world, man, we're gonna be frozen to death, bro.
Terrible exchange rate on my behalf there. You know why? Because I'm thinking 0 Celsius is 32 Fahrenheit. Correct?
Oh yeah. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah,
like
0 Celsius, 32 Fahrenheit. So I was just like, you know what? All right, if that's the case, the negative. I mean, it's got to be so much. I don't know. Maybe I'm off. No. I think I did that wrong,
dude.
I did that wrong.
Either way,
11 makes sense.
Negative 11 is still pretty daggone cold, bro. I don't think you should be faulted in your
No,
and you're wrong.
Especially if there's some wind chill. Who knows? Maybe that goes to like negative 20 or 30.
Great on the curve, man. But shout out, man. We got Ray Cruz tuning in from the 732. Was this Carteret? Yeah, no, Carteret, New Jersey. Jeez, I was butchering the heck out of that. But he says, love the show. And he says, hashtag wake and bake. Hey, amen to that. Or you can get a little roast and toast. That's what I started realizing, man, these little cool little slogans. I like it.
We got Damon Brown, 478. Macon, Georgia in the building. Macon, Georgia. That's how you pronounce it.
Lord.
Yeah, I put a little... I don't even know.
It's like when you spell some sugar. What did you say?
Don't even know what type of accent that was I was putting on that word. No clue. Yeah, I messed that up too. Rashawn Jones, listening and watching live from Neptune, New Jersey. Yes, indeed.
All right.
NWG 330 is Youngstown, Ohio in the house. Ready to go to my first Steeler game on Monday night. I'm hearing a lot of people going to their first Steeler game this Monday night.
Well, they said it's holds extra weight and significance, this one right here in particular. The tickets, man, have become a very, very hot commodity. I'm glad that we're locked in because, man, trying to find a ticket for this particular game. Whoo,
where are they right now? Because I saw them like 2 weeks ago at 100, and actually a week or two before that, they were only like at 70.
But that was before all this information, and people started to realize what is about to happen at Heinz Field. Of the dawn of a new era.
Listen, I don't want to say anything now. I might have something for the fake fans though, because they're coming out in droves right now.
Tribute video, is it queued up? That's the real question.
Hell no.
Are we getting a tribute? I'm gonna just let you know, behind the scenes, I do my little Steelers social media videos, player matchups. I felt obligated. I felt like it was my duty to make sure that he was featured in the matchups this week. I just felt the energy, like I need to do it. This could be the last go. Thank you, Seven.
I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it.
I know you're not feeling it. Sometimes it ain't deep enough just yet. It ain't deep enough just yet.
It could be though. I mean, we're being real. This always could have been the case. So yeah, we'll see, and we'll see what decision he makes in the offseason.
So real question is, are you gonna go out there without your Ben jersey on? Are you gonna be that confident that he's coming back, or are you gonna go ahead and give it up for him and say, "Hey, man, I don't believe I'm gonna put this jersey on just in case it's the last one"? That's what I want to know. Where your confidence at now?
Do I wear the Maddox? Almost like a full circle.
Let me see what you got going on, man. I might pull up in a Vic or something, man. Should I pull up in a Vic? Let me get the Vic off.
I wear the 7. Is it too cliche? I don't know.
Could you imagine if the last time you saw him in person, the last time you saw from Miami, Ohio, coming out that tunnel, and you did not have on his jersey? You would become the definition of a fake fan.
Nah.
You would. Yes, you would. Yes, you would, man.
Nah. See, I don't see it that way. See, what I'm seeing is these fake fans posting on Twitter these over sappy, emotional posts and stuff.
They're not fake. They're real.
No,
those are the real ones. And I guarantee they show up to the game with 7s on their chest.
I don't need to. I mean,
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I think my work speaks for itself. I think Ben's work speaks for itself.
Your body of work is not. It doesn't speak for itself.
I don't need to do anything.
You've had moments, but you don't have any like hard like accolades. No MVPs, no Super Bowl MVPs. You know what I mean? No Offensive Player of the Year. So we need a little bit more confirmation from you to let us all know that you really dialed into this thing. That you're a surefire guy. You know, when we talk about the Big Ben Fandom Hall of Fame, I want to make sure that you're a first ballot guy. I feel like I'm gonna be your presenter.
Nah, see,
when it happens.
I've never been even shooting for that.
No. Well, you know, a lot of players. I wasn't shooting for a Hall of Fame. I was just playing ball. I get it, man. You're focused on the task at hand. You're singularly focused. I get 7 said the same thing. Hey, 7, you worried about retire? I'm just focused 1 week at a time. You know. Mm-hmm. So I get that. Thank you, Deke.
Is it a Ben and Pouncey type of combo here?
I'm just, you know,
me and Ben are going out at the same time.
Thank you, Deke. To get you with I've officially retired from the sports broadcasting industry. Yeah, I'm gonna go and whatever Ben is doing, I'm gonna go support that now. All right, man. It's all love. All right, who else we got tuning in this day, man? We got Trib Shooter, Richmond, VA in the house, Stephen H, the 610, Allentown, PA, and John Ziegler, or Ziegler. See, I'm over here on my Ziegler because I saw somebody put Deke Ziegler, and I was thinking about Dolph Ziggler and all this other wrestling stuff. And I did see, I forgot who it was, that said that they do not like The Miz either. He was talking big Cleveland trash too, bro. I'm like, yo, this ain't the place for that. You know what I mean?
Not the best idea.
Not at all. All right.
Any more? Someone says Deke stash speaks for itself.
That's true. That is true.
Oh man, Luke Walker says, "Who's your new favorite team gonna be when Ben retires?" Get out of here, bro. I'm Steelers through and through, and that's one of my points with these fake fans. They're showing
Steelers through and through. We've already had this cover. You're Ben through and through. You're Ben through and through first. Then Steelers. Because you already said it yourself. You said even if Ben were to leave, right, and play somewhere else, you would consistently
check in.
Yeah. No, but not just check in. You would check in with, you know, not so happy intentions for our current guy versus what Ben is doing elsewhere. You would be looking and saying, what, man, I wish if Ben was here, he could be doing better than this guy. You would be doing that, right?
No bad intentions for our team and our guy. I would be mad at Colbert. I would be very mad at Colbert.
But Colbert's the leader. He's the GM, so you can't be mad with the leader of the ship. That's like being mad with your dad. Like, hey, Dad, I know this is our family, but I don't like you. Like, man, what's ever since that, mate? That's crazy.
I could say, you know what, Colbert made a bad decision, but still root for the Steelers. I mean, yeah, there's no doubt about that. And this is what I'm saying about these fake fans, because they're trying to do these whole swan song posts online, overly emotional and fake.
I'm overly emotional.
Big Ben saying, oh, this is the last game. We should ball out, do everything for this last game and like the last 2 games for Ben. Nah, we're trying to make the playoffs. I'm not concerned about that at all.
We need to ball out first, though. We can't make the playoffs without balling out, man.
It's not about for Ben or anything. And I think even Tomlin said it pretty good in one of his interviews or his answers when they asked him about Ben's swan song. And he's like, no, we ain't talking about that right now. I'll talk about that later when the proper time is. That's not now.
When is it?
We have 2 games left. If we win out, we have a really good chance of the playoffs. That's what we got to be talking about.
So you said we're waiting for 2 weeks to talk about this thing? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? That's what it sounded like you just said. You said 2 weeks. You said 2 weeks?
It could. I don't know, man. I think we could win out, so the 2 weeks is pushed back even more. But then also just the thought of Ben retiring this offseason. It could be this offseason. It could be next offseason. Who knows? But when that time comes, that's when we could talk about Ben's retirement and his career, whatever it is.
So you just making sure we're on the same page. You're going to go out there without the 7 jersey on Monday? Is that what you're saying? Because it sounds like that's what you're telling us right now. Is that what you're telling us right now?
Nah,
you're not gonna. You plan on going out there without the jersey. You're willing to risk that. You're willing for it to be a picture up one day, and 7 is looking in the crowd at his final moments at Heinz Field, and he's gonna see you out there with somebody else's jersey on. I don't think you want him to have that memory of you, man.
I mean, I'd be fine with that.
I don't think you want him to have that memory of you, bro.
Like I said, my body works speaks for itself. I don't have to do anything extra to say like, hey, man, I supported Ben throughout his career. I don't need any more of that. That's what all the fakes are doing, though. They're trying to make it extra for 7, like this game or these last 2 games. Meanwhile, they were calling for him to retire 5 years ago, talking about him not coming back, or it's so much stuff.
It's just thank you 7. Just thank you 7. You know,
to who?
Just thank you 7.
Is that the whole saying?
It's just something, man. It's all love, bro. They weren't hating on him. They weren't trying to get him out. They were just praying. They was giving their appreciation a little early. They were giving him his flowers a little early. That's all.
This is the problem. We got 2 games here. A good chance at the playoff berth.
Now, I do find it funny. Why do we have a good chance at the playoff berth? What needs to take place this week and then next week? In stadium and out of stadium, though.
We got to win. Some other teams need to lose, which is very possible.
But what team needs to win and lose?
Well, it's a few different scenarios. A couple wild card scenarios, but then also division. Bengals lose out. So, yeah. I mean, we are a little reliant on other teams, but I feel like that's the focus. We don't need this whole stuff about Ben, win it for Ben. No.
I just think we got to appreciate him, though, because my thing is this. It's like this week and today, we're going to bash the Browns, right? We're going to talk very poorly about them. But then a week from now, we're going to expect this same team that we just talked so poorly about to beat a team that, you know, is pretty good.
Well, that's for the division.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man. Just not really feeling it. But either way, if the tribute video plays, will you drop a tear?
No, I'm not going to do any of that. No.
You told me on the vlog you weren't going to show no emotion either. And we saw how that went.
No cry.
No emotion. No emotion.
No way. No, it's dude's life. Live it to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
It's his choice. It's not that deep of a thing.
Okay.
I've tried saying that before. People don't really want to believe me. He's just my favorite player. I'm going to support him. That's all.
All right.
No, I'll leave that for everyone else to get overly emotional on social media.
I'll cry.
No, yeah.
I'm gonna drop a tear.
It's gonna suck. I mean, it's gonna suck whenever that day comes, because then, no more.
I hope they play Boys to Men. You know, hard to say goodbye while they playing the tribute video. You know, I just think
there can't be a tribute video.
Why can't it? Why not, bro?
You heard what Tomlin was saying.
Why can't it be a tribute video?
There's no way.
If this is his final Heinz Field moment, could you imagine the Steelers not paying homage to Ben Roethlisberger in his final home game at Heinz Field? Come on, bro. You can't be like that. No, man, they got to play the vid, bro. It ain't got to be a crazy long vid, but they got him something. Got to give him something.
Here's my question, though. Is the answer out then if that happens?
Not necessarily. I think you're just being extra cautious. You'd rather have it out there than not have it out there. That's kind of how I look at it.
Could it be a tribute video to his career up to this point?
There we go. What about that? That could work. That could work. And it's like ... to be continued.
Right.
Because you just don't know. Is he going to retire? Is he going to come back? But either way, we're covered.
I think that's how you got to end the tribute video.
Just ... So either way, we're covered. You know what I mean? Because think, like, realistically, if we don't have a home playoff game, right? And the only way we get a home playoff game is by what? Winning the division. Yeah. We know I already broke a little bit of what we're going to have this week and then have it happen next week for that to occur. Yeah, I'm just saying, man, you don't want this team to have had Ben for how long they've had him and they not ever pay homage to him on the field while he can still smell it, while he's still out there. Because otherwise it's going to have to be all right, we're going to wait till we honor you with a Hall of Honor or something like that before he gets like that. the ovation, the moment on the field. He deserves that. Regardless of the criticism about 7, he does deserve that moment, I feel.
Does it matter if he's in uniform or not?
It hits different when you're in uniform. When you're out of uniform, it's kind of like when you see the vets come out there, like, hey, we appreciate you.
Because I don't know how much of a tribute video is almost like you spent 30 years at a corporate job and they give you like a little plaque. I'm being serious.
This isn't corporate, though.
A little tribute video. Like,
come on, bro. Kobe. Now, Ben isn't Kobe, but think when Kobe was going on his retirement tour, every arena, they had a bomb celebration tribute video. Even if he was going to come back, they had a video for that man. We've seen it. That's all I'm saying, man. They can give him a video, bro. Give him a video. Debo might have had a video.
Did he?
It was a SAG video, though, when he had broke the record.
Okay.
Yeah. When he broke the record, was that Baltimore he broke it against?
Was that in his last season?
Yeah, it was the last one. Mm-hmm. They played it was like right after, it was like a little sack montage. It was like, all right.
I don't really care about the tribute video.
Yeah, you do. You're in denial. You don't want, because the tribute video signifies the changing, the dawn of a new era. And that's for the part that you don't want. If he would have already come out and said he's retiring, you would be over here like, yo, they better put a video up. I need a tribute. Show him some respect, man.
I don't know. I'm not for all that stuff. Dude came back, wants to win. I think that's really the motivation or what should be at focus here. Just trying to win games. Because if I don't know how to phrase it, maybe he hasn't known throughout this whole season, because wouldn't he came out and said it before the season if he wanted maybe the accolades, he didn't want to be a flowers throughout it?
Maybe he didn't want to be a distraction. But sometimes you have to give people their flowers. I'm a humble guy and I don't like a lot of appreciation and acknowledgement. Sometimes people have to throw it on me, surprise me with it. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Ben is a humble guy. You even said it yourself.
That's what I mean.
So sometimes the team might just have to throw that on him. Like, hey, you know what, man? We're going to pat you on the back even though you ain't ready to get pat on your back. Thank you, 7. Thank you, 7.
Oh, man. Is that an analogy for something else? Now, I don't like that.
No. Stoogie McLean says Ben needs his own renegade. Call it the Benegade. We have seen those as well.
Offense.
We have seen those where it's like certain players, they get their own. I think Hines might have had his own little renegade video I've seen play before. So you know what? 7 can have one, man. All his touchdown passes, or his crushing runs and stuff when he's throwing guys off. Maybe that's the vibe, man.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. What do? You saying you play that before an offensive series or something?
Man, get the guys going.
No, we don't want that.
The
crowd should be quiet as hell.
But he operates better because then he could go in 2 minutes and he'll be good. He'll be more custom. Do it from the start.
Did you see the quote from Tomlin saying
I did.
He's going to hand over the keys to Ben, or at least he's considering
But that's
it?
what I said.
Should have been the case all year.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. You jumping the gun.
All right.
Don't jump the gun. We'll focus on the tribute video first, man.
I don't want the tribute video, dude.
Trust me, though. We are definitely going to get to that, man. So with that being said, man, we'll get to this first time so we get the show on the road. I just like messing with you, bro. You know that.
Oh, bro. Yeah, I know.
But first thing, man, on a more serious note, man, we did have the passing of a legend yesterday. John Madden, legendary football coach, broadcaster, voice of all of our childhoods in terms of being on Madden, the video game and stuff like that. Passed away. They said it was unexpected. Obviously, he was 85 years old. Man. It's one of them things where it's like, you think about a guy's legacy. This dude right here, man, in terms of John Madden, he hit on so many avenues, right? We talk about, I remember growing up watching the Cowboys, right? Because I was a Cowboys fan and they would always play on Thanksgiving. And always hear my man John Madden, he getting them turkey legs out. And was it Pat Summerall? It's like, yo, they are so cool, man. This is so awesome to see these dudes. And for me, growing up, like you say, hearing them all the time, seeing them pair together all the time. And then you get the video game and it's like, boom, oh, all those little cliches. It's like, man, this is dope right here, man. You always envision man, I know for me, I can't wait to get on the game where he can say my name or he can say something about me, and it was just such a cool, awesome vibe. And then transitioning when I retired and I did the broadcast boot camp, getting a chance to actually work with the producers for Pat and John when they were,
oh really?
Yeah, when they were doing the color commentary stuff. Yeah, I got a chance to work with their producer for a couple of days when we were out there, and it was just such a surreal experience. Cause dude, you work with like the legend of all legends in this avenue, right? When you're talking about football, NFL, and it's like, dude, this is like such a cool and humbling experience, something that I don't never take lightly, but to see it come like that, man. And now obviously, with the passing of him, it's like, man, it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's like, man, he lived an awesome life, in terms from our perspective. It's like, man, he lived a life that was impactful, that had meaning, that looked like it was crazy fun as well. And I love the story about how he hated flying because, as you know, I don't like to fly. It's not my vibe, bro. It's not my thing.
Really?
I don't like it. I try to hide it, but I hate it, bro.
You definitely
I try to hide it, but you know why I hide it. You know how I hide it.
I didn't know it was that deep, though.
Yeah, can't stand it.
You fly a lot.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense now. I'm always happy. But John hated to fly, so he would take the bus everywhere. That was the whole purpose of the whole Madden bus. He's like, yo, he don't want to fly. And I used to be so mad when I had to start flying. I'm like, man, I wish I could take a bus or drive everywhere because I cannot stand it, bro. Can't stand it. But it was pretty dope, though, man, when I thought about that with John Madden. So shout out to him, man, obviously on his career, man. And, just thoughts and prayers to his family as well, man. I know you want to share something to her because you are the gaming guru on the show.
Well, for me, I'm a little younger than you. So he ended up retiring. I think it was 2008.
I believe so, yeah.
He did our Super Bowl, apparently. I can't even remember that, but he did the Super Bowl 43 from what I saw people were posting, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm more nostalgic with Collinsworth and even John Gruden growing up as being announcers. I remember Madden here and there. Obviously, when I hear his voice, I'm like, that's John Madden. Yeah. Obviously, his sayings and just how he operated in the booth. I was trying to, bro. I cannot find it online to bootleg. Apparently, it's going to be out in maybe a week or so. The All Madden documentary that released on Christmas Day, because we were trying to watch it as a family, but it was just way too loud, and you're not going to get anything out of it whenever you have it on in the background. So I was like, leave the NBA game on. I'll watch this later. I still can't find it because I was actually trying to watch it a couple days ago, and I tried finding it last night. But I did see a 5-minute thing. I forget, it was either ESPN or SportsCenter posted on Twitter, and just to see how much fun he was having, man. He'd be talking about a big play or a player and be stumbling over his words, just so excited. But you could tell he's having a blast. I think that's something we all strive to do in our professions or just in life in general. Have fun while you're doing it. And it looked like he epitomized that. Only coached 10 years, which is interesting. Won one Super Bowl. And then started CBS in 1979 and then went up all the way up to 2008. And one of the big things people have talked about is how he worked for the 4 major networks, CBS, Fox, ABC, and then NBC. So, just an awesome career. And for me, the big thing is definitely the video games.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, bro.
Games. So, to have that legacy, it's unfortunate with some of the stuff they're doing with the game right now.
I'm hoping that it inspires them to fix the game, and then I'll make a return.
Can we get the game back to the John Madden legacy?
Seriously, man. Seriously.
But no, that's awesome. Yeah. To have, I think you hit it on the head, to live such an interesting life and basically a Hall of Famer in all 3 avenues: broadcasting, coaching, and then being a pioneer for football video games is awesome.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. Without a doubt.
Favorite Madden?
My favorite Madden? I'm biased. The one I was on. My first. Well, I was on the
very first one,
but the very first one I was on. Yeah.
What was that? 10.
10.
I think I agree with you. Yeah. And you know why? It's a toss up between 10 and maybe 10, 05 or 06.
For me, I'm tied between 10 is my ultimate favorite without a doubt. But then the other one for me is the one with AB on the cover, because it's like, yo, this is my teammate on the cover of Madden. I thought that was insane. It's because it's like, yeah, but you never think you would know somebody that's on the cover, right? And then it's like, you never think you would know him and be your teammate, your locker mate. Like, bro, you 3 lockers down, bro. Like, I got a copy early because you got yours because you want to cover. Like, hey, Moats, here you go. I'm like, bro, thank you. I still actually got that copy. I appreciate. I bought 2. I bought one because I still want to show love.
You get him sign it?
No, I didn't want him to sign it. It's my dog.
Really?
It's my dog. I don't need my dog to sign. Like, I don't. It's weird to me. I don't want that. Just give me the. You handed it to me is all I need. We know what this is. I know my copy. Like, that's all. I was good right there, man.
You want a framed AB Madden?
No, I'm good on that, bro.
Up on your wall.
Okay. I tell you, it's only 2 outside of Moats. It's only 2 other non-Moats people hung up in this house. See it and Troy. That's it. I don't do all that. Oh, man, that guy. Kobe made an appearance. Remember we had the Kobe out here?
Oh, yeah. That was
but
sick.
Even with that, it's like, man, I don't know. I get a little...
LeBron?
I don't even hang him up, man. I got a ton of his stuff, too. Signed stuff. It's like, I don't know.
You thinking about it?
No, I'm not.
You're good. You're set.
I'm good, bro. Yeah. I don't know. It's not my thing, man. Yeah. Maybe you, though. You make a little shrine.
AB Madden? Hey, you know what? See, I wouldn't frame it. I mean, it'd be cool if you got me an AB signed Madden. What was it, 19 or 18?
I think it was, is it 18? It was either 17 or 18. It was one of those ones, yeah.
Be kind of cool.
Yeah.
For me, I'm with you, though. 10. The reason why is that was the first year for online franchises. That was when they had Palomalu and Fitz on the cover. Mm-hmm. And me and my buddies, man, in high school, that's when we had a really bad snow here.
Yeah.
I think it was that game. It was either that game or 11. But either way, that was the first one for online franchise. And the one time, it was 2 weeks we missed school, dude. We played that online franchise mode at like 3 or 4 seasons, playing 13 games in a day and stuff. We had so much fun. It was like 7 or 8 of us.
Bro, I'm still thinking back. Like, you saying that just reminded me of when I was in high school. So every year in high school, down in VA, we always get like tropical storms, right? And we know when the tropical storms hit, because VA is like low below sea level, we're going to flood. And when we flood, we can't have school. So just get your generator, make sure you fire it up, everybody's good to go. Man, we would all, me and my homie, banking on it. It's going to flood, get ready. When it flood, we linking up at your spot, and we going to play all day over there. Sure enough, as soon as it flood, man, we acting like kids. Oh, we good. Man, it's like, man, hearing you say that, just, man, like, yo,
that's
I remember that. Like, yeah, and it was just awesome, right? Like, you just do it for hours. Like, it's crazy, bro.
Dude, like, I had to play with sunglasses on. It got to that point. I don't know how much they helped, but how bright the screen was.
Yeah.
I was just like, bro, I need to throw sunglasses on.
Yeah, that is awesome.
And everyone else you could hear in like the Xbox party chat saying like, bro, like my one eye's like acting weird and shit. Like it ain't the same.
Yes, bro.
Like it was like a war of attrition on some of those days.
That is funny, man.
Because it was snowing so bad too. Like some of us would have to take breaks to go outside and like shovel. Be like, I'll be back. I got to shovel real quick. Parents are on my case. And we come back in.
Funny.
Bro, yeah, that was fun. The online franchise was so good. I love how they incorporated that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That is awesome, man. So with that being said, man, we'll give a moment of silence real quick for John Madden. Then after that, we'll transition. All right, R.I.P. John Madden, a legend.
Yeah, seriously,
legend. All right.
And apparently, with that Steelers-Raiders rivalry, like he hated the Steelers.
Ooh.
From what a lot of people said, but then you have Steeler fans saying like you still respected John Madden.
Yeah, John that dude. I like it, man. I like it. All right. So, we did have new news. When we last were in here, obviously the Adrian Klemm stuff was budding in the midst of us being on, on our live show, where we were seeing first there was the reports that he was going to be taking the job. Then it was, when was he going to be leaving and all of those things. Obviously the details finally came out after we ended, where Klemm and Coach Tomlin essentially agreed that, it was best for him to go ahead and take the job in Oregon effective immediately. So from there, the Steelers decided to promote from within, or just currently promote from within, with Chris Morgan. He had been the assistant offensive line coach. He's been on the staff already. And let's see, he's been on the staff he came in 2020. Yeah, it was 2020 he came in here. Excuse me on that. Yeah. But he was with the Falcons, obviously, before then, from 15 to 20. Was coaching with the Seahawks in 2014, and that was the year when they went to the Super Bowl as well. Then he had 3 seasons with the Washington football team as their assistant offensive line coach from 11 to 13. And he got his start with the Vegas Raiders in 09 to 10. Very, very extensive coaching experience at the NFL level as it pertains to offensive linemen, as it pertains to pedigree, coaching in playoffs, coaching in Super Bowls. Those are some things that make Chris Morgan very intriguing, especially when you're talking about him compared to Adrian Klemm. The knock or question about Klemm was, could he do it at the NFL level? Because a lot of his experience coaching wise came collegiately. Now he had the experience from playing professionally, but not a lot of the coaching part of it. Whereas with Chris, or Simo, as Coach Tomlin,
he's already got a nickname.
Coach Tomlin, that's what he called it. He was like, yo, Simo? Oh, yeah, man. We like Simo a lot. He's a guy's, a lot of experience, this snap pedigree. Like, he hit on a ton of stuff. Now, for me, Simo was more qualified than Klemm, in terms of who should have been in this situation right here. But at the same time, I am kind of glad that it's playing out the way that it is, where with Chris, he's going to get these 2 weeks. Now, let me dial that back. I like that Chris is going to get an opportunity. I don't necessarily like the timing of it. Let me rephrase that. And what I mean is this. I think that he can be a really good coach because his track record has already shown that he's coached in multiple places. He's had success in multiple places. And he's also, like I said, coached in a Super Bowl, one that they should have won if you just turn around and hand it off to Marshawn. We're not going to go there, though. I get it. But my thing is no different when I talk about Munch, right? Mike Munchak. Great coach, but that's only half the problem. You have to have the talent around you as well. And I bring that up because as I talked about with Munch, it's like when Munch was here in Pittsburgh, not only was he a great coach, but he had great talent. And it showed, right? It was the perfect storm. But you talk about Munch when he didn't have that same level of talent, his coaching style was still really dope, but the productivity isn't the same. And we're seeing that a little bit in Denver. And obviously when he was in Tennessee, that first go around. So with Chris, I like him as a coach, but when you're talking about him these next 2 weeks, I personally don't think it's going to be a crazy uptick because I don't think the personnel is going to allow that. Whereas if this is the offseason and we're talking about, making some changes up front, especially now, I like him being here. But obviously we're going to still have to go back with and see how we phrase it. The whole, this is what the Steelers do mantra, right? Oh, they always promote from within and we say it in a negative way. I don't necessarily feel negatively about
we have no other option.
Right. We really don't. We really don't. And this isn't saying that it's final. We're just saying that he's going to get a 2-week audition. And then from there, we'll see. But obviously, everybody, because of how much Coach Tom was gushing over Simo.
They think he's got it locked in.
If you would have heard it, bro, I had to hear it. Reading the comments is one thing. You hear them like, bro, are they in love? This is nuts. Yeah. So that was a lot of the reason why. But for me, man, I said, I do think that he can be a good coach. I just don't think we're going to feel that big of a difference these next 2 weeks because we're still going to be putting out the same people. That's the reality of it.
Well, that's the one thing I thought of whenever Klemm left. It's like, who cares?
No.
Really, who cares? What's the difference going to be? We already have probably the worst offensive line in the league right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what type of impact he was having. If he was making impact, it's not really shown on the field. So how much is it going to matter? At least this guy maybe gets a chance for these 2 weeks to do something, make some changes. I don't know what it would be. But, yeah, if we see a little uptick in the offensive line performance, maybe we could credit him a little bit. But I don't think it's going to matter that much.
Yeah, that was my whole thing. I'm like, I like Chris as a coach. I like his experience. I like what he's done at other places. No guys that have played for him. But it's just like, I don't think that he's going to all of a sudden make, this guy be more stout at the point of attack. He's going to make this guy, pass block better. I just don't see it.
Yes, expectations are low.
Very low. Very low. Which is crazy. But it is what it is.
I guess not because of how we've played this whole season.
Yeah. When I say it's crazy, it's because I think when I think of stuff, I think back to like when the whole message was the O-line could never be worse than what it was last year.
Oh, yeah. I was wrong. I'm sorry.
But not even just you. A ton of people. Or the mindset, and this isn't a knock on the draft pick, but the mindset of if you take an elite running back, it can make the O-line better as well. Because that was the other thing. And we're just like,
at least Najee hasn't been getting hurt, though. I don't know if he hasn't been getting hurt the season with us.
No, I'm with you on that. He hasn't getting hurt.
That's why the move made sense for both sides for us to let go of Connor.
But this is the part that we're talking about, though, because it wasn't we just need to change the O-line to fix it. It was just, switch the running backs out and they'll be fine. That's the part where it's like, nah, that's not the case. Because as we're seeing, our running game is still below average.
We were banking on just the youth movement, though, on the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Because Pouncey was declining a little bit. Ow, obviously. But you're right. The youth movement really didn't work here.
Not at all.
Maybe we just made the wrong pick, though, in the third round with Green. We didn't think we were going to be starting Dan Moore as a fourth-round pick either. Chooks left tackle, Banner right tackle is what we were thinking. But this whole Banner situation is
the Banner situation has
too.
definitely surprised us. Definitely has surprised us.
Now, Chooks wasn't performing that well at left tackle in the preseason.
Right.
We thought that was going to be one of our weaknesses, but then we talk about moving him to right tackle and having a rookie, a 4th-round rookie start the whole season. Like, we weren't necessarily expecting that. So I do think there were reasons for a little bit more optimism, but, man, it just hasn't played out well throughout this season. How do you think, or what do you think of how this whole transaction took place with him leaving before the season?
For me, honestly, I think it was a combination of him kind of knowing ahead of time that, man, they're going to find a scapegoat because let's be real, this is Pittsburgh. We know they will scapegoat you now. We know this for a fact. I do think part of that was he felt like, yo, they're going to scapegoat somebody.
We haven't been talking about him, though. It's been a lot of Canada
we
right
haven't,
now.
but we know.
We'll find a way in a month.
Exactly, and that was my thing. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure he felt that. And he obviously knew that he had a really awesome opportunity to go back to Oregon, not just for his personal ties, but financially, he was going to be getting paid more as well to go back. A lot of times that's been the criticism with the Steelers. We talked about this a little bit before. They don't pay their assistants a lot of money.
That's why we don't get the high end guys.
Correct.
Like Doug Peterson was off the table last offseason.
Yeah, but those guys, they get paid a lot of money, a lot of money at times. Sometimes coaching level salary money. I know I'm trying to think. It might have been 1 or 2 guys that we've had in Pittsburgh that were paid on that level, but it doesn't happen often. So for Klemm, financially, it made even more sense. But then also, as I talked about on Monday's show, I was like, it's going to be a lot easier of a task for him to be successful there when you're talking about the recruiting avenue, when you have a Super Bowl champion, a multiple Super Bowl champion, a guy that has coached in the NFL, a guy who's been tied to 2 very prominent brands in terms of Patriots and Steelers. Then you talk about him going back to a place where he played at. It's like all of those factors make it a lot more favorable for him and a lot less pressure on him to be successful there. Whereas at the NFL level, we already know the offense be playing bad. If we feel like it's on the O-line, we just going to keep hammering that. Or if we don't want to talk about other players, we're going to keep hammering that O-line. We get that part. So for Klemm, I think part of that was he could feel that.
He's not drafting the players either.
Yeah, I think part of that, he could feel that. Then I do think the other side of it, from Coach Tomlin, when he says that the reason why he let him go or told him to leave right then, just to make sure it wasn't any, distractions or mixed messages. I agree with that part as well. And I don't think that, Coach Tomlin necessarily wanted him to leave, with 2 weeks remaining in the season. But at the same time, if you're Coach Tomlin, your hands are kind of tied, because if you tell him to stay these next 2 weeks, it's no different if me and you are in a relationship and we know we're going to break up in 2 weeks. I got my new lady over here, but we're going to just play this out for the formality of it. Nah, why waste both of our time, right? You go and do what you do. I'm gonna do what I do. And that was kind of the vibe I got from Coach Tomlin with it. But
yeah, because maybe on his part, he's just thinking Oregon,
right,
while being in the facilities.
And I could tell you also from a player's perspective, if I'm sitting in that room, and I've had it before, more not with a coach leaving, but knowing that the coach is going to get fired. And you're sitting there, and as soon as that report comes out, every time he talks now, you just view him differently. Like if he's trying to be a hard tell or really critique you, like, bro, save it. You're gone in 2 weeks. This is like, you wasted my time. Don't waste my time. You wasted your time right now. Like that was going to be the vibe. So part of me does feel like when you start getting the reports that, yeah, he's going to take this job. Yeah, he's going to be leaving in X amount of weeks. And you throw in just the current state of the team, right? We're not a favorite right now, right? We don't have a playoff spot locked up, or it's not even very favorable. Like we have a lot that we have to do, and we need work to get in. Well, that just adds to the situation, right? In terms of, man, now I really don't need to focus. So if we losing and you leave it, and that's the part where I could understand why Coach Tomlin would be, more open to him just leaving now versus having him finish out the season, because that could very easily be a distraction.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this guy seems good enough.
Yeah.
At least to fill in for 2 weeks.
Yeah. At least get you 2 weeks in, right?
Yeah, everything we just talked about. And
2 weeks.
I don't think it could be any worse. Yeah. Honestly, I think you could go back and coach the O-line.
Man, chill, bro.
I'm being serious. I mean, if they would have said Clem's out, Arthur Moats offensive line coach, I bet you a lot of people would be saying that's an upgrade.
No, they would not.
I bet you.
No, they would not, man. They like Klemm. Clem's a coach. I'm not a coach. I'm a YouTuber. Am I a YouTuber or am I a broadcaster? I don't even know what I am.
No,
I feel like I like teeter between professional and YouTube.
I think you have positive PR across Steeler Nation.
All right. I like that right there.
And I think what you would bring to the O-line was more about just mentality and like being tough. Like we're not talking about X's and O's and really technique
it's
and
an
stuff
identity.
With you. Yeah, with 2 weeks left.
You gotta love this.
That's what we need.
You gotta be willing to die for this. I don't care if this is Seven's last go round. You better make everybody out here piss blood. Okay,
yeah.
All right, I'm sorry.
I think that's why people would want you in there.
Yeah.
If you could deliver that speech.
But it only works with this AC, these nice lights. I got my comfy house slippers on.
Maybe mention to Dotson. We're bringing someone in.
You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking about drafting a left guard.
Hey, Dotson, man. I've been eyeing this cat. I think he's a tweener, but I think he could play your spot. And I think I'm going to flirt with Kendrick Green playing at left guard too, moving back to his more natural position. I think he could bring some positivity to the room.
Didn't Dawson say he likes right guard better, though?
He did say he likes right guard better, and Kendrick is a natural left. The problem was we had signed Trey. So that was ultimately why they were going to keep Dotson there. But you talked about it the other show. Trey's on a 1 year, right? So it's a possibility that he could go on to a different place, or they could bring him up. We don't know. But if he does leave, you do have a little workaround where you could get Dotson to the right side where he's more comfortable, and then you could easily put Kendrick at left guard.
Then just draft the center and the left tackle.
Yeah, but that still begs the question of, is Kendrick going to be a more stout or bigger body left guard? Because I don't think that's going to change per se. And that's the part for me. We talked about like,
might just be a bad pick.
Like when we talking about like personnel and stuff, it's like, this offseason, he's gonna have to find that new tool. We highlighted the tools, talked about Al, we talked about certain players. Like he's gonna have to find that new tool.
Who's our offensive line whisperer now?
Yeah, like I said, Tunch is not here anymore. So
who could it be? Faneca. Faneca's kind of Hall of Fame.
But Faneca's in the crib though. He's at 757. He's coaching. Yeah.
Come on, Faneca. Come up and teach Kendrick Green some stuff.
He down there in the crib getting them boys right, man.
Because we saw him when did he get inducted Hall of Honor? Was it this year? It was recently.
No, it was this. Yeah, it was this year because he got the Hall of Fame and then he got Hall of Honor. It was like back to back.
So he's been around a little bit. You're seeing his name pop up. I'm seeing him on Twitter talk about the Steelers here and there.
He does pop up every once in a while. I'm like, all right, I see you, Faneca. Hey,
come on, man. Come up to Pittsburgh. Teach the O-line some things.
I say so. You know who else though?
Who?
John Cope. He's here.
Yeah.
Cope definitely lives here. Now I know he has his like services, the ATP stuff that he does, but yeah, he's up here.
That's true. Yeah. Left tackle though. We need a guard guru.
Oh, okay.
He could help Dan more.
Okay. I think we need any help we can get right now. Okay. I don't think we can't be choosy over here, all right?
Hell, why not have John Cole play the line? He's jacked. He's ripped.
He is low key. Like
he's ripped.
He's built more like a guard in today's NFL though. So he could maybe slide in there and be I tell you, he gonna have a heck of a punch. You ain't gotta worry about him getting thrown around. He might not make all the blocks. He might not be able to run and get everywhere, but he ain't gonna maul him.
That would be interesting if you could bring back like one legend for a game at the current age that they're at. So Cole, I think we could make it through with Cole.
Heck no, bro.
How are we doing defense? Rod Woodson, maybe. Ike Taylor. Ike Taylor could give us a game, maybe.
Give me Debo. Is he not old enough? I would go Debo.
No, that's a good one.
If Peasy knees won't bad, I go Peasy. But Peasy,
Pouncey, I don't think we could trust him.
He's too little too now.
I know he lost way too much weight. I'd rather have Cole than Pouncey.
But I ain't gonna lie though, Pouncey still look like a bigger person than Green though. Like he's thinner, but he still got like. I feel like drink a couple protein shakes, it'd be all right. We get him right by game day.
Mel Blount.
Mel definitely, yes. We've seen Mel. We've seen Mel in part. Mel make me look like Deke. Like I felt little. Yeah, it was not a good feeling.
The bus for a player too. Goal line.
Say how to be goal line. Does he? Yeah, because he gonna get hit in the backfield, but they ain't gonna bring him down. Yeah, they ain't gonna bring him down, but he gonna definitely get hit in the backfield though.
That would be fun. Where you have to like every team has to play like one former player. And you could switch it game per game.
What about Hines? Yeah. Or Antonio? I think Santonio.
Yeah, he'd be a good one.
Santonio, because he's still like he's still lean. Like he still get it done.
He retired. Oh, Mike Metch, he retired recently, so that's always a good one.
Yeah,
get someone that you.
Nah, I'm washed, bro. I'm washed. I'm a YouTuber / broadcaster.
Harrison's a good call.
That would be my pick. Debo.
Timmons. Whew. I haven't seen Timmons though in a while. Get out of shape, or how's he doing?
Law Dog he be disappearing, man. Last time I talked to Law Dog, it's probably right before the pandemic, man. It was like the most random of, oh, you're with such and such that I went to college. Like, how did y'all even connect at a coffee shop? Like, this is the weirdest thing ever. Yeah, that's Law Dog. And then he'll just pop back up and, yo, what up? I'm like, oh, my dog. So it's just weird, bro.
You want to get into super chats then?
Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll obviously start the game preview as well.
I got Black Lavender. How's that look on your end?
Black Lavender. Yeah, chat is definitely jumped on you because it jumped on me as well. So
way too much.
Yeah. I will start it off. All right. This first one, because you had to take a picture of it because it's like cutting off the screen. Sometimes I want to act silly today. It's acting silly today. So first one I have is from Black Lavender, and this is where he says, I grew up and I still hate The Miz. That's one I was talking about earlier when I was like, man, somebody...
Is that the first one?
Yeah, I was like, somebody commented that.
I got him, bro.
Oh, you do? Oh,
that's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so who's The Miz? Is that a WWE
guy?
Yeah.
So he's the guy, like I said, he's from Cleveland, but he was on, what was it? MTV The Challenge. I don't know if you remember that. Like he did like the whole like reality shows and stuff early on, Dancing with the Stars. But he's been doing wrestling for a while now. I remember he used to have the shirt that says like, hello, I'm awesome. Like that's his whole little thing or whatever. But yeah. But he says he still hates The Miz. And I can see why. Because he is a very, very proud Cleveland Brownian. Yeah. So you imagine you in the meet and greet, small intimate room, not a lot of people in there, and it's, man, Cleveland finna win on one day. A whole bunch of that going on. Yeah.
Andrew Shamery. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Last week I commented I was in the hospital with COVID. Well, they released me on Christmas Day. I'm still on oxygen at home, but every day I'm getting better. Bless up.
Man. Facts. Bless
Good
up,
news.
Man. Shout out to the Christmas miracle, too, that you got to come home, man. That's awesome. Definitely take it one day at a time, man. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Whew.
Grim Reaping Mikey. This one's for you. Yo, Moats, I was wondering if you could check your DM, see if you could help me out with something simple.
All right. I'll check the DM then. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. Y'all got to let me know when to check these DMs. So I try to stay away from my DMs. Yeah. Not everybody is as respectable and nice. Y'all is Satan. No, play.
Let's go, UW. Morning, guys, from KC. It's nut up or shut up time for the Steelers this week. Also kind of funny how Tomlin responds to the Tuitt questions.
Oh, what was the Tuitt questions? I don't remember.
I didn't see his response.
Yeah, I didn't see it, yeah.
It probably is funny, though. Maybe I could look it up. Now I'm at Black Lavender. I don't know how much that jumped.
All right, so hold on. You just jumped one. I got Q. Q is taking a shot, though. Q says, Deke is going to the Cardinals like Moats did when he left. LOL. Oh, man.
Damn, dude.
Gotta go to Pittsburgh West, bro. It's like your trip to Mecca, bro. You gotta do it. Everybody does it. Ben has to do it. Ben owes it to himself to take that trip, bro. You gotta take a trip once, man. Everybody takes that trip, man. You just go out there, you experience the desert. It's very enlightening, It's a holistic approach when you go out there. Yeah. But you gotta do it, bro. Yeah, you just owe it to yourself.
I can't do it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
When you're a part of the Stiller lineage, you have to make that trip west at least once. At least once, man.
So Hines hasn't lived the full
Steelers experience. Not at all, man.
Troy hasn't lived the full Steelers experience.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's different. It's not Peasy. He's lived it. It's more holistic. Starks, he's lived it. I've lived it,
Clark Haggins.
You know what I mean? You go out there, you're like, bro, foot. You see, he's lived it.
Lamar Woodley, did he do that?
I think he went Raiders. I think he might have had one.
I think he did Cardinals. I think he did. Brian McFadden.
Bro, see? It changes you, bro. You just go out there, you're like, I understand fully. I am one.
What's number 2? Is it Titans?
I was gonna say Tennessee. Yeah,
it might be Titans. I remember Nate Washington going there. There's been a few players.
Yeah, for a while, it was a lot of former Steeler coaches down. I think it was when Wisenhunt was down there. So yeah, that's when Wisenhunt was down there. That's when that was really, really that Pittsburgh South. Yeah,
but then Lambeau eventually went down there too. Is like
because when we went on Monday night, was that 14? It was either 14 or 15. No, it was 14 because that was the game LeGarrette walked out. Okay. Yeah, and I remember we went down there. It was like this big Steeler reunion.
Bell had a huge game.
Yeah, and that was part of the reason why why Blunt got pissed, because up until that point we had never seen L. Bell have a game like that where he just take over and we're like, nah, we not rotating anybody else. And LeGarrette was just, he handled it like LeGarrette handled it in that moment. Yeah. At least nobody got punched that day though. That's a good thing. So yeah. All right. Now you're black laughing at what you said, though.
He says, face it, Deke. We're stuck with this bum A55 game.
He's talking about Madden, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. He ain't want to curse. Yeah.
I got you. This bum game. We're stuck with
it. They're complacent, bro. It's on set it and forget it right now, man.
It just feels so inconsistent, the gameplay, dude. Yeah. I'm telling you. When I want my zone drops to be 5, I expect them to be 5. Yeah. When I want the zone drops to be 20 and you're shaded outside, that's where I want you to be.
So you want robots, is what you're telling me. Huh? You want robots. Because I don't know if you watch the Steelers play, but I think that's very realistic. Because there's been plenty of times when I'm watching, I'm like, man, your zone drop is 10 to 12 yards, 1 yard outside the hash mark. Why are you 7 to 8 yards, 5 yards outside the hash mark? Oh, your drop is supposed to be 5 to 7 yards, 3 yards outside the bottom of the numbers. Why are you 10 to 12 yards on top of the numbers? Yeah. I've seen that a lot, actually. I think Madden is doing a great job. In fact, that might be why people don't like it. They said it's too realistic, huh?
I got some good players on my team, though, now, man.
It don't matter.
You would think a 95 Troy Polamalu could get some good coverage.
You would think that
97 overall Minka.
You would think Minka and Joe Hayden would never blow coverages, would never mess up and have slip-ups, but that happens. It does. Even last week, it happened. It is cool.
So we're understanding each other's pain a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a purple zone. That's where I want you to be.
Yeah, so you should practice more. You don't practice during the week. You probably simulate throughout the week, huh?
No simulations. I can't do that on Ultimate Team.
Oh, okay.
I'm focused on just facing off head-to-head online against someone. Okay. Yeah, rough playoff run, too, yesterday.
How often are you in the lab, though, practicing your craft, though?
Here and there. And I'll check some YouTube tutorials. What's the up-and-coming offense, or what's the things you got to look out for? Yeah. I'll check on it every once in a while. But there are some times I'm behind on that, for sure.
That's my thing, man. I'm like, man.
I always have to hit a breaking point. Like, once I lose like 3 or 4 in a row, I'm like, I got to go back in the lab. I got to figure something else out. Change the playbooks, do something. But yeah, Madden, dude,
they made it too real for y'all boys, man.
There was a terrible lag on the servers yesterday. Cost me a game. Awful. Damon Brown. Why are some people... He has parentheses, DK Sports, want to assume Tomlin is losing the locker room. I never hear folks talk about, I think he's saying like Sean Payton and others losing the locker room. They don't get that same treatment, SMH.
Yeah, I mean, that's the usual. Team loses, losing the locker room. We highlighted what could cause that when we talked about if you continue to allow people that aren't playing well this extended leash versus guys that, have played well but may have had 1 or 2 mistakes and they don't get that same type of, opportunity. Yeah, that could potentially go to that when you couple that with the losing, but it doesn't happen in one season. I can tell you that. And it's not as if last year this team was losing. Remember, they started out 11-0, and then obviously they still even won the division and hosted a playoff game. Not getting into the details of competitors and contenders and stuff like that, but just in the sense of you don't really deal with losing locker. Yeah, but it's like you don't deal with losing locker rooms when you're winning, when the culture is good. And I know since I've been around the team, even covering the team, the culture's still been good. This is the first real season where it's
That's
been
what I was thinking.
Like
this is the first time I've seen multiple games where it's like we look a little lifeless out there.
Because even the Mason and Duck season, it never felt like this. No. This is the first
and it would just be one game. Like maybe that Ravens game at the end of the year, you felt like, we're not looking
But
good.
we also felt like going into that game, we knew that the task was going to be crazy in terms of us having to beat them, and then I think it was Tennessee. They needed to win or lose, I think it was. So we knew it wasn't as cut and dry, and then we still felt that we were going to be limited at that point when we were watching what Duck had become at that stage. So with that, I think that was a very different situation than right now. Right now, I mean, this is bad football. This is bad just team, which we are not very accustomed to. But yeah, I don't think Coach Thomas lost the locker room. We even
brought that up. We talked about it.
Yeah, but a lot of times people will bring it up because it's a lightning rod topic, right? It gets clicks, it gets attention, it gets people talking, and yeah, that's the purpose of it. But yeah, I don't think he's lost it. Not at all.
Keith Chambers, I wonder if the O-line knows if they're supposed to be opening holes for the running backs for us, not the defense. It's been hard to watch them all season. CNC Steelers 704. Yeah, coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, maybe the O-line is doing like, you know what? Maybe
do we need like a Matrix flash or something?
No, this was going on. I got it now. It just hit me as you're reading the comment off. Adrian Klemm pulled a Arthur Moats. What did I tell you? I told my son when we were watching the game for the first 3.5 quarters. The objective isn't to score more, score less. Because I don't think we can score more. So we're going to keep scoring less.
That's what Klemm's been doing the whole season.
He's been telling them, hey, guys, I don't expect y'all to be able to make holes for our running game. Your job, make the defense look good. See who you can elevate. Who can you get to the Pro Bowl? Huh? Because they'll send you a Rolex if you get him to the Pro Bowl. All right? If you can get a couple sacks on you. If you can do that today, I'll try my best, coach.
Do you want to be remembered or forgotten?
Exactly, right? You'll never forget Chaz Green. I told you that because he gave him 5 sacks to Adrian Klemm.
We're not forgetting Kendrick Green right now.
See? It'll live forever. You ever forget Lyman Sweet?
Turner?
Have you forget Lyman Sweet? You never forget Lyman,
no,
right?
No, definitely not.
Okay, see?
Like Trey Turner. He's kind of flying under the radar right now because he's actually been playing kind of decent this year.
That's bad for the brand,
He's had his slip-ups recently, though.
But that's bad for the brand. Nobody knows him. It's like, bro, you gotta stand out. That's what Klemm was coaching these guys.
That's why Green took 53 too.
All right. He said, well, hold on. This one got a little rust on it too. Yeah. I'm going to get that snapping thing like, can't wait a minute. Yeah. See? That's what it is, bro. That's what it is.
Okay, so this guy should be a huge upgrade. Chris Morgan.
Oh, man.
I think that's it.
Yes, that is it. All right. So let's go ahead and transition to this game preview. But before we do that, do want to pay a quick bill. As y'all can see, my shirt today says no bad days. And it is a ham into the AM shirt, baby. And we know we love into the AM because they do just have such cool shirts. Hats. I had the hat on the other day. This isn't even the basic tee because on the back of the shirt, it's like a really cool graphic surfer dude just promoting the no bad day vibe because y'all know me. I'm always having a great day. Always smiling, baby.
I got my basic tees in the other day too.
Bro, and you be fired. I ain't gonna lie. I get jealous of you sometimes.
Why?
Because you pull off the basic tee very nicely. I don't feel like I'm a basic tee guy. Like I feel like I need something to just show what my mood is for the day. Like if I got a Halloween shirt on, I feel like killing someone today. Oh, if I got on a vintage rap shirt, he's in his 90s hip hop mode. You know what I mean? I got a Disney movie shirt on. Like, he's in a good mood today. He's feeling real Family Guy today. Like, so I feel like I have to have something to just let the people know my vibe. Whereas you just, man, I'm gonna go out here basic tee.
Basic tee, throw it under a flannel.
Yeah, bro.
Under a jean jacket, something like that, and they're really comfortable.
No, it's a dope vibe, man. It's a dope vibe. But either way, use the promo code MOATS10 so that way you can get your 10% off of all of your purchases on their website and some of the t-shirt package deals and memberships and subscriptions that they have as well on their website. So shout out to Into the AM and for them sponsoring today's episode.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
We got a couple more super chats coming in real quick.
I like it. And also, continue.
Okay.
I'll wait. I'll space it out.
All right. Keith Chambers. He says Deke and I guess he's saying Moats. Deke and Moats.
Yeah.
He just forgot to put it.
He forgot it.
Deke and Moats could coach just by saying put your hands on somebody. LOL. CNC again.
Brings up a good
704.
point,
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Brings up a good point. I would just say put your face on his face, please. That's the job. See who's gonna blink first, and you better not.
Let's go, UW. Gonna miss James Washington after this season. Yeah, he's gone. He's definitely gone. I don't think there's any hope of him coming back.
Well, yeah.
He's gone. There's no way.
Well,
there's no way he's coming back.
Yeah, because if you're James, it doesn't make sense. You wouldn't trust the organization again to expand your role.
No, we already have Claypool and Deontay locked in.
But we say that, and the most frustrating part is always if you're James Washington, you still can't necessarily feel like Claypool has definitively outplayed you and just made you look like you're invaluable, because that hasn't been the case. When we're going to speak on Claypool like you're about to do, it's still going to be a lot more based on the potential versus the current productivity. That's all I'm saying. And the productivity
still almost 1,000 yards this year.
I get it, and that's cool.
Like James Washington hasn't done that.
He hasn't had the opportunity to do that.
He hasn't had the opportunity,
exactly.
But in his second season, that was his best season, 700 yards. Mason, Duck, I get all that.
Exactly.
But there was a reason why we drafted Claypool after that season, because we didn't feel like our receivers were dynamic
I get
enough.
it, but who else was on the team with James Washington that year?
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Juju was in and out of the lineup.
Deontay was on the team as well.
Yeah, his rookie year.
Yeah, but it's just like James gets like the the negative. But that's why I'm like, if you're James White, why would you trust him? I'd much rather go somewhere else and just prove that you're better than these guys, because I do think he feels that way, and I do not fault him either, because I do think he is a more complete receiver in some avenues in terms of catching, size, blocking ability, effort, and less antics at times. But he'll get his opportunity.
Yeah, comparing him to Claypool is one thing. I'll lean Claypool, but I do think it is inexcusable that he's not out there more, especially when Ray McCloud's being featured as like our number one. It's ridiculous.
And I understand now, like going back and watching tape, why Ray gets so many targets. I just don't like why they continue to use him in the run game at the point of attack. You know what I mean? It's like,
why do you think he gets the targets?
No, I know exactly why he gets the targets, because he gets open the fastest. Deontay can get open, but Deontay, because of the success that he's had this season, he draws a lot more eyes on him right now. Chase is a build up the speed guy, downfield threat. Our O-line cannot protect that long. Ray wins almost within a second off the line every time. And that Chiefs game, you watch him, he's cooking the guy off the line every single time. It's just, you're not going to get a ton after that. You know what I mean? So he's winning. And for Ben, it's the safety net of he wins right now. I can get him the ball right now.
Interesting.
And it's safe. But the problem is when you transition to the run plays, because of him still being on the field and in the slot, a lot of times he's the guy that's having to block a big guy on the perimeter. And that's why a lot of times when you're talking about some of these runs going outside, we're like, keep seeing Ray. And it's not a knock on Ray. It's not nothing Ray's doing wrong, but it's just a mismatch. You're talking about a guy that's undersized, a small player, and you're putting him in a situation where he's having to block bigger guys, where there's safeties, where there's a linebacker, right? A crack toss, stuff like that. And it's at the point of attack where that block becomes very significant. If he's on the backs, like we said, you can get ran over to make the guy run around you and you're fine. But when you're at the point of attack, you got to be stout. You got to two-hand fit a guy up. He's just not capable of that. That was going back to why I criticized Coach, why I got on Matt Canada earlier, because it was like, you got to know personnel-wise that part. But that to me is like, man, James Washington can do those things. He's more complete in that avenue. But I don't think James Washington wins as fast as Ray would win in the slot. Because Ray is cat quick. You see him. I mean, watching when he returns punch, the same vibe. He wins a lot. Right along, he wins. And that's the big reason why he gets a ton of them targets, man. Like I said, it makes sense, because I'm like, the O-line is not like, we don't have O-line that you could just drop back 5-6 seconds and throw it downfield. And we don't chip guys either. We hardly ever see running backs chipping. You hardly ever see tight ends chipping or staying in to protect. The max protection that we hear, where you got two tight ends or a tight end and a running back staying in the protection. We don't do that. So it's hard to stretch it downfield to Claypool. It's hard to wait for Deontay to beat, a guy plus, So it's like, yeah, Ray is a lot of times he's winning. A lot of times he wins, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's why you were talking about Washington, maybe getting more over Chase Claypool. You think he could create separation faster than Claypool?
I do, in a sense. I do. But the thing, because you think about with Claypool, how often do we see him just break away from guys, right? Not in the sense of
maybe on a slant.
Right. Like a slant, or that one, the Eagles game where it was, you get this reverse here, there. But like, it doesn't happen often. A lot of times
he finds seams in the zone, which I think was the one that he caught in the middle of the field, right?
Yes. But a lot of times for him, it's what? Combat catch, a body stuck to his body, not a ton of separation. Now, think about when you watch Deontay catch the ball. It's usually what? Separation. Think about when Ray's catching the ball, right? Even though we don't like it and it's down by the line of scrimmage, it's separation. And for 7, it's an easier throw. If you're playing quarterback, you would much rather throw to the guy that has separation versus having to throw 50-50 balls all day.
Well, and I think, putting those 50-50 balls in a decent place.
No, he is. He has been. Claypool gets his hands on them. But that's another.
It's actually 50-50 if he comes down with it.
But that is part of my reasoning when we talk about Claypool at times. I'm like, the potential. I'm like, I'm not even 100% that he can dominate the 50-50 right now, because he hasn't. That's a part of it, though.
Some of his catches were insane last week.
Or
just even throughout the season.
But that's him, though, right? I feel like it's either going to be like an insane grab. Like that one he hit on, was it Pat Pete? Bro, I'm like, how'd you catch that?
How'd he catch that? Dude, the ones last week, I'm just like, holy hell.
Like, he'll have some crazy ones, but then he has ones where you're like, well, how'd you catch that one?
This one's easier.
And this one's easy. And it hit your hands. And you ain't come down with it. And you hollering for a flag. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you see it. I'm glad I don't have to be the only one to see it. Y'all be seeing it, man.
Deontay's looking for some flags here and there, too.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple more. You want me to read them off?
Yes, please.
Brandon Yelich says, yeah, but Washington deserves to go somewhere he is appreciated.
Yeah, that's my big thing. And knowing his agent very well, yeah, his agent is definitely going to be giving him a little nudge in that direction as well. Yeah.
Salmara. Yin's coming to the game and the tailgate. My friends want to see you and Deke.
Ooh.
Unibet tent, right?
Yeah, man. So
big interview.
Yeah, big interview. Will not be at the tailgate, but tailgate still be popping, man. Shout out to the homie Kevin over there. Terrible tailgate. Can't be wrong with that. But yeah, I gotta do the pregame interview stuff again. So I'll be at the Unibet tent. But if you want to pull up on Moats and Deke, that's where we will be at, man. Show up there. The game is 8:15. Yeah. So show up there about 6:15ish, man. The Unibet tent is located right in front of the Steelers Pro Shop. It is free to pull up to, but yeah,
you could download the app and get some free beer in there too. Actually, it could be a mini tailgate. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I didn't know that they give out free
because I'm always on doing the interviews.
They give out free Bud Lights if you download their Unibet. I'm doing a whole promotion for Unibet right now.
You low key are too, bro.
But they have some nice features in the tent. You just download the app. They'll give you some free beer, and then they could hear your interview. It could be our own little tailgate in there.
This is true, man. This is true. So if you would like to see Moats and Deke pull up there, we'll be the guest this week is Merrill Hodge. Yeah, so anytime you see us post those interviews on the vlog, or not on the vlog, but on the channel where it's Larry Brown,
the Jack
Ham, I mean, we've had a ton of dudes, Mel Blunt, like all
Casey
type of guys. It's always in those tents. All right, so yeah, just pull up there around 6:15, man. And me and Deke, man, we would love to meet you, man. Take pictures with you, have a blast with that thing, man. So that's that.
Okay, I think we're all caught up.
All right, and it's perfect. It's 10 o'clock, so let's get this thing started for the preview. All right, excuse me. 7-1 Steelers versus 7-8 Browns.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Primetime Hans Phil. Well, as we always do, 3 things we like about these Browns. I'll start with the commitment to the running game. Can't go wrong with the running game. I don't even want to say commitment. I'll just say running game.
It looks like Hunt might be back too this week.
Yeah, that'd be a little interesting. Yeah, but definitely like the running game number 1 for me, man. That their ability to when both of those guys are healthy, or all 3 of those guys are healthy, man, all 3 of those guys in terms of Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, and Dearness Johnson have shown that they can come in and have a ton of success on the ground. I just think that they run really hard. They are really good, talented backs. We talk about Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in particular. Those are high pedigree guys that have been successful Pro Bowlers, all pros in their own rights. It just, to me, that's always where it starts at for me with Cleveland this year.
I'm with you 100%. I'm just going to say Nick Chubb. I mean, dude's a stud. I might have been wrong whenever we beat them, and I said, Najee, did he take over the AFC North crown for best running back? I may have been wrong on that. May have been wrong, because Najee did have a better game, and I was pretty amped up. And at that point, he might have even had better total stats.
He did.
But kind of how the seasons have went, just in terms of the respective running backs, I think they went in opposite directions where Chubb has still been a stud. Yeah. You see him in the Packers game, man. Like, bro, he's nice, physical. Bro. He's like a bowling ball, but then he's got
a gear.
Really good speed.
Yes,
and
he has
that second
a gear,
level
bro.
Can just fly by people. So, yeah, I really like their running backs. Obviously, Kareem Hunt's a stud, too. He could probably start for a handful of teams around the league.
Think about when he was in his zone, bro.
Yeah, he's probably legit like a top 10 running back.
He was a Pro Bowler when he was in his his set. Yeah.
So, yeah, you got to give it to the running backs for sure.
I like that, man. All right, next thing I gotta say is I'll say their defense as a whole, because I was gonna focus more on Myles Garrett, but I just like their defense right now. I think that they're playing well. JOK, he's flying around. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, he's flying around. I mean, I watch it and I say to myself, I'm glad that Cleveland didn't allow the reports about his health condition.
They got him in the second round. He was supposed to be a late first round pick.
And the health
thing
comes
about us
out,
potentially taking.
Yeah, the health thing comes out and people like backed off of him. But it's like, bro, he is an elite talent. And hopefully he'll grow to be an elite player in terms of his productivity. But you watch him play, man, he flies around. He has a natural nose for the ball. He makes plays. It's making me get sad.
Why? That we didn't draft him?
No, because I have a linebacker that should be doing the same thing, and hopefully he will when he returns.
Really? You're talking about Devin Bush to JOK.
Not to the same extent.
Better physical tools, though.
I agree, but I do feel like,
Yeah, for Devin Bush to go number 10.
That's
JOK,
what I'm saying. Like, I want that. That's what I want. I'm not saying that Devin is JOK, but I'm saying like when I think of how we just broke down what JOK is doing, like, man, that's what I want too. I'm sorry, it just made me get sad. And then I got mad.
What's interesting,
Forgive me.
I don't know if the league changed that much over the course of 3 years, but wouldn't you think if Bush was coming out right now from Michigan, JOK coming out from Notre Dame, outside of all the health stuff that was being brought up rumors-wise, I would consider JOK the better linebacking prospect over Devin Bush if they were both coming out right now.
If it's a 4-3, I like JOK. If it was a 3-4, I would like Devin because I think Devin has a little bit more size. I thought he should be able to handle like the offensive lineman better. Whereas I thought JOK projected more of like how he's playing right now, off ball, backside, free flowing, just use your speed, be an athlete. So I think just different in terms of what we'll be looking for in particular with them.
My thought is just we traded up to 10 to get Devin Bush, whereas the Browns were able to wait to the second round and got JOK. Yeah. And if it's even a conversation of like who's the better prospect, like it's
I agree with
extreme value that they got. Where
and it
probably feels like right now with us trading up to 10, we didn't get the best value with that pick.
Yeah, ours feels
up to this point.
Right, we feel like we're shortchanged a little bit where they have to feel like they got away with a steal. Yeah,
they did, and even if they would have got him late first round, but did they get Newsom in the first round?
Newsom, Greg Newsom was first round.
He was a good cornerback too. Mm-hmm. Really good.
They got to do. That's why I say I like their defense. I mean, you talk about guys like Greedy Williams. You talk about guys like Denzel Ward, and obviously we'll see with Newsom. With
COVID
that
list,
is right, but with the NFL just did the new protocols, so guys can come back faster. Asymptomatic guys can come back faster as well. So we'll obviously be monitoring that, but that does open up a lot more flexibility in terms of guys potentially returning that are currently out with COVID right now, regardless of when they tested positive. So that part makes it interesting because obviously, like JC Treader, he's another guy that was on the list. A couple, was it? Depth guys for them mainly that are on the list as well, but as a whole, like the new rules, they've changed it, man.
They got Ronnie Harrison back this week.
Yeah,
I think he was missing against the Packers, but it looks like they're gonna actually have, for the most part, a full lineup. Now they lost McKinley in the Raiders game to Achilles, so he's out for the season. But their two main guys are still there with Garrett and Clowney. I'm with you, though. Defense was the other thing that was on my mind. I was specifically going to say JOK. I really like him.
Okay, yeah.
You got to consider they have Myles Garrett. Bro. Clowney's having somewhat of a decent season. Cornerbacks are good. Denzel Ward. Safeties are solid. John Johnson, Ronnie Harrison. Is Greg Newsom coming back? They have Troy Hill, Greedy Williams. I don't know if Troy Hill's coming back this week either, but they have just a solid defense. They got solid defense with players. Like if you look at the stats, they're borderline top 10 or they top 11, 12 defense. So, they just have solid players and are solid defense.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that, man. Definitely would. The last thing that I like is their O-line.
We hit on
the
top
serious?
3 here. Yeah, we hit on
some, man.
Same 3. I agree with you.
Thank you, Deke. And thank you, Seth. This is why I like you so much, man. Like we're on the same vibe today, man.
Studs, man.
They do, right? It's crazy. You watch their O-line, man. Athletic, physical. They get movement at the point of attack. They can pull. They can do the power running scheme. And remember, we talked about like different style of schemes, right? Power running versus zone running. Man, they run that rock powerful downhill right at you, but they have bigger body offensive linemen as well. And not just big guys, skilled guys. Man, I have to say they are very skilled. And that is why they have the success. But I will say this, they aren't, gods in the sense of it's not like when we used to talk about the Cowboys.
No, we did fine against them.
Yeah, like we could definitely have success, but they are really good. But I think the difference with them, I think they excel run blocking. I think they're just good pass blocking, if that makes sense. And part of that, I think
part of it's Baker.
That's what I was about to say. I think it's part of Baker as well. Like his movement in the pocket. Sometimes I think his drops a little deeper than they need to be. Like those, I do think play into it, but as a whole, I still got to give credit to the O-line, though.
Yeah. Do we want to transition to the dislikes then? And that might be a good transition because
it is. Because
I was say he's number 1 on my list. Baker Mayfield.
I have a slash because I have slash for don't likes. I don't like for my number 1. I couldn't decide who I didn't like more, Baker Mayfield or Kevin Stefanski.
Really, you don't like Stefanski?
No, let me explain.
Okay.
Baker, to me at this stage, I've put him as Kirk Cousins, and in the sense of, if you run the ball, play with him through play action, he can make the pass that you need him to make. If you have him throw the ball occasionally, he can make those plays as well. Even in comeback situations, he can make the necessary throws, but you cannot play through him solely in those moments. And the reason why I get on Stefanski is because I feel like at times Stefanski plays through Baker. He's their guy. He's their offensive mind. The same way we talk about Coach Tomlin being the Steelers' defensive mind, and at times we could say he's so close to it that it blinds him at times. Same things have been said about Stefanski in Cleveland in the sense that, you know, because he's the guy, he's the caller, he's so hands-on with it. I do think at times he's a part of that mission to prove that Baker is a franchise quarterback. And I just don't think that both of those guys, when you pair them together like that, is going to give them the most success, because as we've seen too many times this season, even in that Packers game, we've seen it where it's like, man, we know how you guys can be successful. Run the ball, play great defense. When y'all do that, y'all are a son of a gun to beat. But what do we see every single game when they get that momentum going? When they start playing like that, what do they start to do? We're going to make it a Baker game. We're going to show that Baker can outdo Aaron Rodgers. Baker can outdo Ben. Baker can outdo this guy. And what ends up happening? The same thing every single time.
I will say this. The refs kind of screwed him a little bit.
Now, don't you say on that last one. Not on that last one.
You don't think?
No, I don't. He was about to push off.
Grabbing the jersey?
Yeah, but your guy was pushing off with his left arm. So which one you want? If you're gonna call it a tug, call it a push off.
He should have had 2 or 3 other ones that should have been picked anyway. So probably equals out to 4.
And I do think the one early where I think it was Landry slipped. Mm-hmm. The one where Landry slipped, I was like, you take that off. But either way, it's still bad decision making from him. I mean, the first pick that he threw, I'm like, yo, what are you doing? You just airmailed it. Yeah,
just
airmailed it, man.
There was a case though, even if you slow mode it, like he kind of held Peoples Jones back a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was a bad decision. Yeah. You're right. There was just no reason for it. Why the first play right off the bat? He's bombing one across the middle.
But that's part of me when I say part is Baker, but part is Stefanski, because you talk about what play was that? That was number 1, right? First 15? No. It was
part of it. They got the ball back.
They got the ball. But what I'm saying though, in terms of the script, in terms of you want to continue to I don't like them trying to play through Baker like that. I don't want Baker to be the guy that you're trying to introduce to the game. Oh, man, we're going to show from play 1, from series 1. This is the guy. Like, no, the guy is behind Baker. Turn around and hand it off to him. So that's why I have a slash, because I do think Baker, if you're playing him in the right vein, he can be really effective. He can make some really good throws. We've seen him make these throws. But when you use him too much, that's when it becomes sour. That's when it becomes bad. And that's the balance that Stefanski has to have. And I do question, because of how close he is to that, his judgment in it.
So Baker for me, and I've said it since the offseason. I've been saying it, man. I feel like I was proven right this season on this one, that he's just going to limit the Browns. They have such a stacked team, defensively and offensively, outside of the receivers, I'll say, because them losing OBJ, I don't really like the receivers. Actually, I'm going to put them number 2 on my list.
Same here.
Because of the drops, I don't think they're really that explosive. But, like for instance, dude, if you put Ben on that Browns team, I just think it's a completely different story. Just leadership as a quarterback, overall talent. But that's what you're going to get from Baker. I mean, you're going to be teetering on this 8-8, 7-8. I don't think you're going to get any further past the AFC Championship. That I think they went on a little bit of a lucky run last year. Like, that's their ceiling with Baker.
Okay.
But then you saw what ultimately happened in the Chiefs, and we've seen it multiple times throughout this season. Baker has the ball last couple minutes. How can you trust him? How? He's made so many critical errors in those moments, and they haven't been able to pull it off. If anything, Nick Mullins has been the more clutch quarterback.
But my thing is this though. The criticism that you just gave Baker, I still don't feel like that is solely on Baker, because somebody has to make those calls to put that ball in his hands. And that's why I have Stefanski up there. It goes hand in hand. It's like chicken versus the egg.
Ultimately, they're capped, though.
I do think
why
that.
You're hearing the rumors of the Browns trying to bring in Deshaun Watson next offseason.
Yeah.
2, I already said receivers.
Yeah.
I don't think they're that amazing. I mean, they're not bad. Like, Peoples Jones isn't bad.
No,
Jarvis Landry,
decent,
I've always thought has been overrated. Schwartz ain't terrible. Higgins ain't bad, but they don't really have anyone. They don't have
the guy.
They don't even have Claypool. Like, I think Claypool's better than anyone else they got over there.
They don't have a guy in terms of the clear wide receiver 1, the alpha, the guy that makes you adjust your coverages, that makes you feel a little bit more concerned. Now, they are good players, and I think that's the difference, right? Whenever we say they don't have a guy, people instantly will just go, oh, well, they're trash. And it's like, no, we're not saying that. They will still have some success.
No.
We're just simply saying that they don't have a guy that you're going to have to adjust your coverage that's going to, we feel like, create mismatches. And when we mean mismatches, not saying that the guy's not going to win, but we're talking about just dominating, just we don't have anybody that can cover him. They don't have that right now with this roster. Jarvis Landry is always an overachiever in the sense of he's limited with his skill, right? Because it's a skill set, but he plays so hard that he can make up for it because he's not an elite fast receiver. You know, I think he catches the ball well, but it's more so the run after that highlights him. But even with that, he's still a little slowed down. If you're watching him now on tape, he was obviously dealing with the knee injury earlier in the season. I don't necessarily feel like he's Jarvis. When I watch him in that Packers game, it's like he's still doing his normal stuff, but it looks a little light. It doesn't look the same. So yeah,
feels
I'm with
like
you
they
though, man.
target Peoples-Jones the most, if anything. He's like their number one.
Yeah.
He's not terrible, but across the board,
Peoples-Jones isn't a wide receiver.
Yeah, they just.
Well, the drops is. I mean, they helped us when we played them. Definitely, you know.
I know, because I didn't think Baker played bad against us.
He did not.
A lot of people want to make fun of Baker in that game. I didn't think he played bad. There was a ton of wide open drops,
and he was doing. You think about on the last drive. I mean, he was orchestrating a game-winning drive. It was just you get a drop with the drop by.
I think there was a penalty.
Yeah, the penalty. You had to drop by Landry. You had to drop. Excuse me, I'm burping. Lord, you had to drop by Odell as well, or not drop, but the whole she had went for it, was going to get killed anyways down the middle of the field. So, yeah.
So do you agree on my two? Do you have
no, I agree. No, I have the
shoes
as well, man. So this is where I'm like kind of stuck right here because part of me, for me, I'm a little bit more of a stickler. I like JOK. I'm not necessarily a fan of.
You're talking about the middle linebackers.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily a fan of like the rest. Like, was it Taki? I think he plays well, but he's still limited. You know what I mean?
That's probably their weakness.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Like. So for me, I just not a fan of that. But I don't want to say linebackers because obviously JOK we highlighted, and I love what I'm seeing
everyone
from him.
Outside of JOK.
Essentially, yes. So the Mike and the Sam linebacker, you know what I mean? More so the Mike is Walker. I'm not really the biggest
taking
fan
a shot at him.
No, I ain't taking
strays for Walker.
Stop it, man. Stop it. But for me, that's my thing. Like, they're good players, but I don't think they jump off the screen like that. Whereas when you watch JOK, he jumps off the screen. Mm-hmm. JOK, he flies around. Those other two guys, they're just guys. And like you said, I do think that is probably the weakest part of their defense. Those two dudes right there. So that's what I would go with, man. What about you, though?
I was thinking that too. I'll get a little bit more creative, although this isn't that creative because I think we here in Pittsburgh have always thought this, but I'll bring it to the forefront.
Do it.
Organization, franchise.
There it is.
Just
they've turned the corner though, huh, man?
Cursed, whatever it is.
They turned the corner.
No.
You don't believe me?
I told you, last year is their ceiling. Last year was their ceiling, and I'm not even sure.
They said last year was the changing of the guard. They said ever since then.
They didn't make it to the AFC Championship.
No, they went division round.
I'm sorry. It was Bills and Chiefs. But yeah.
Because they lost to the Chiefs.
That's their ceiling. That is their ceiling right there. So with Baker Mayfield, it does seem like they got things going in the right direction, but what are they going to do next offseason? Everything up to this point still tells me, no, they ain't getting it done. It's the franchise, how they run things. No. Okay. Browns is the Browns.
Browns is the Browns.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Well,
is there any super chats, or do we want to get into the position breakdowns?
Just for the sake of time, let's go position breakdowns because it's about 30 minutes. You were at 10:30, and then we could always rep through at the end with the supers. So it'll be good. Yep. But I did want to remind people, as y'all can see, pinned in the chat, we do got the new upper room shirt, the long sleeve one that's up there.
Oh, yeah.
But I wanted to remind people that we still got the promo code going on. Promo code Moats.
Holiday promo code.
So you can get 15% off all your purchases for the channel, right? When you talk about the Art the Most Experience with Deke merchandise, it's on every videos and the description box. It'll take you to the website on Teesprings. Yeah, but if you type in Moats when you're checking out, you'll get 15% off of your purchases. We talked about the new crew neck hoodies that are out there as well, or sweatshirts, whichever y'all like to say. But either way, they are nice. Can't wait till mine gets in as well. But y'all definitely like those things, man. So, like I said, promo code Moats, or in the word of Trina Still Diva, just got to put Moats on every damn thing. All right?
Just to be safe.
Just to be safe. All right, so now we're good. All right, so, man, we'll get right to the fun stuff, man. Let's start with quarterback.
This one's easy. Said it 2 weeks ago, I think at the Unibet tent. Actually had someone come up to me, pulled their phone out, asked me a question. What was the exact
Who's the greatest
question?
quarterback of all time?
No, it was like, what do you think? What do you say to the people that think Baker Mayfield is better than Ben? And I said, you know what? They're effing clowns.
Mhm.
They're effing clowns. And that's how I feel too. So that hasn't changed at all. Big Ben is better than Baker Mayfield. As the seasons change, as things change, some things always stay the same. And Ben Roethlisberger is better than Baker Mayfield. There's no question about it. I don't even think there's a debate to this one. I could even talk about this season. We talk about Ben's clutch moments. I don't think Baker has one. And I told you, Nick Mullins might have the clutchest performance out of any quarterback thus far for the Browns. Even Keenum, I think, led a late drive against the Broncos. It's bad, man. It's bad. Yeah, Ben over Baker. No question about it. Are you doing your calculations?
I am. I'm just calculating. I'm making sure I'm recalibrating. All right. Because I'm thinking, are we throwing play action? Are we throwing the deep ball? Am I going deep middle? All right. And then they got the hand.
What's going on here? Are you simulating the whole game?
I was pulling Russell Wilson. You ain't like that? I was giving it the Chubb right
what
here,
are the stat
but then
lines
I'm throwing the jump ball to Claypool. I just hit Peoples Jones over here, but then I hit Deontay. He made a guy miss. I'm like, you know what I'm saying, just to make sure I had this whole thing.
What are the final stat lines?
For me, man, I go Ben, because it's his last game. No, I'm playing, but not really. But in all seriousness, with 7, I just think that he operates with just a level of confidence, right? A level of security and handling these moments, right? You're comfortable knowing that even if he is limited, even if he has regressed, he should at least be able to mentally put you in the right position. He should mentally make the right decisions. And 9 times out of 10 in those clutch moments, right? Ben has shown good decision making this season. Now, we're not going to talk about, turnovers that might happen earlier in the games and stuff like that. I think those situations are a little bit different. When we're talking about those fourth quarter, 4 minutes remaining, I do feel like him versus Baker is more prone to make a mistake. Baker's more prone to press also because I think he's trying to prove something. Whereas I think at this stage, Ben doesn't have to prove that he can do that. I think that he believes it, and everybody, he just we just know that he is going to operate with a certain level of professionalism in those moments that should, keep us at least afloat. Where it's like, hey, as long as you don't make the mistake, we going to be fine. Whereas with Baker, he's going to make the mistake, and that's the difference.
We saw it in the first game.
Yeah.
We didn't even have a kicker.
No, that's the difference.
It was insane.
That's
that
the
performance,
difference, man.
we should have won by double digits. I think we should have won by at least 10. But that was a hell of a performance by the offense. Ben, some of those catches by Freiermuth was awesome.
So that's the biggest reason why I go Ben. All right. And because it could be his last game at Heinz, and
people forget about that. We beat them without a kicker.
Yeah. It was a weird game, man. It was a weird game.
It was a weird game.
We had a kicker. Don't act like we didn't have it. We had a kicker. We had one. We just lost him. We had him.
I hated that play. I mean, we could go back to that.
But we had a kicker though. Yeah, we can't sell it like we just came in the game with no getting out. But we had a kicker. Now what we did with that kicker?
They didn't throw a flag on that one either.
Nah,
they jacked them up.
Let them play. Don't bail that kicker out. Let you boss.
RBs. I already said it's Chubb, dude. It's their RBs. Yeah. Sorry. That's all I have to say.
I'm not apologizing for it. I just say Najee. That's something to look forward to, but at the same time, you should also be knocking on Kevin Colbert's door and saying, "Can you get me an O-line that is like his O-line?"
Right.
Because if you do, I think that I can do some similar things, maybe even catch and be a little bit better than that. But I'm gonna need this O-line, and that's the part if you're Najee, because I do think it's a group. It's not just, Chubb is just elite talent. He's doing it by himself. He does have an elite unit in front of him.
I think in terms of comparisons, Najee and Chubb, they both have that physicality. Najee has the side-to-side jukes, but Chubb has that straight line that could just blow past the defense. So that's, I think, what the difference is, but both can be really successful with good offensive lines.
Yeah.
And then they have Kareem Hunt and Dearness Johnson. We have... You know what? Benny Snell ran pretty good last game. He ran hard.
He ran pretty good. It wasn't anything
What does
effective.
it matter? I get it.
And no. And let me clarify as well. when he was having his success running, the Chiefs were playing a too high cover 2 Tampa 2 defense, making sure that we're gonna keep the top one, just let y'all have this. It was not what you tried to like. I know because I thought it for a second as well. I was like, oh, I was like, man, wait a minute, let me look at this. No.
Obviously, he would be 4th on their depth chart if he was on the Browns. I'm just saying, he looked a little better than usual. Last week. Maybe that's why, but he was running hard because we saw some of the Najee side to side stuff a little too much. Correct. It was nice to see Benny Snell just decisive, run hard downhill. And straight, even though Najee did pick it up in the second half.
Yes, yeah, but that's my only thing. I'm like that whole end of second, definitely second half. Man, it was a ton of just we're gonna sit back and y'all have fun. Y'all do what y'all want to do. All right. Whew. Wide receivers.
Us.
I was about to say, I definitely like us.
Like I said, I think Claypool is better than anyone that they got, and we would consider him our second receiver.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know he was going with that. I was like, man.
So we have the top 2 receivers whenever you match the groupings together.
I'm a Deontay guy. Even though I did go back, and I will say, I do think I would have given the nod to Claypool. I thought he was more consistent throughout the game, last game versus Chiefs, whereas Deontay
had the best game.
Yeah, because Deontay, I think he had more productivity, but he definitely had a lot more of like
he had a few drops.
He had a drop. Dude. I didn't realize he had a couple more. Yeah.
The one was a slant right
hit him in his
middle.
hands. Yeah. And that was the one for me.
We got that first
bro.
down. I forget how, but
yeah, that was the one for me where I forgot that one. And I was like, yo, no. But I once again though, it was still good to see that mentally he ain't going to drain because he could have very easily. That one hit him, bro. Like
I'm not liking some of these drops that are coming up though.
Yeah, and it like recently popped up because early in the season he wasn't dropping anything.
No,
we need to have another softball event. We saw when he was out there catching everything.
He was,
and then showed during the season. Man, now it's like, dude, what's going on, man? Dang, last couple weeks, man, you been a little. Yeah, I don't need that.
So we got our receivers.
Definitely our receivers, though.
Their offensive line, obviously. Do we even need to talk about that?
You're not going to try to sell me on our young guys? You're not going to sell me on Dan Moore and, this is the revenge game?
No. If this was week 1, maybe.
No?
This was week 1. But no, not with how the season played out.
Okay.
And what we've seen from our offensive line and their body of work, no.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do have to agree with you on that. Yeah, their O-line is very, very nice. I mean, rivaled in terms of being one of the top tier lines in the whole NFL.
Tight ends.
I'm going with them. I know Pat's coming back. Pat put on his IG, he's coming back, but yeah.
Is it official?
I don't know. It's not official yet, but he just put it on his IG, yeah. So it's probably meaning he's
Did he say, I'll be back?
He said CN's at Hines on Monday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, he's back.
Yeah, we had the picture with the color rush uniform on. Yeah, but to me, Austin Hooper is still a really good player. David Njoku is a really good player as well. Shoot, even Harrison Bryant was playing, having a little success with them, man. So, yeah, I just think that they have more depth. They have really good talent in there as well, athletic ability in there, and productivity. So, yeah.
I think I would take Pat over any of their tight ends.
Yeah, if we're picking one for one,
but they have some nicer depth.
Hooper's nice though.
To have both of those guys. Yeah. To have both those guys, Hooper and Njoku, and you're right, even have Harrison Bryant as your third. Yeah. I will give them as a group a little bit of the edge there. But just one tight end, I'll take Freiermuth over any of those guys.
See, I don't necessarily believe that for me yet. I think it could get to that, but I'm not sold that today Pat is better than Hooper or Njoku just yet. Yeah. I think he could grow into it, though. I definitely think he could.
I'll take him. I'll take him over them.
Well, we know you take a lot of people. You take Ben over a lot of people. So anytime you start saying that, you say it kind of like devalues that statement. I take him. It's like,
I feel good about the Freiermuth one. I think he's secretly having a pretty good season.
But you feel good about the Ben one, too, when you say you would take Ben over Brady. You would take Ben over Montana. You would take Ben over Jim Kelly, Dan Marino. You would take Ben over all these guys. I get it. But once again, that's why for me, when you say I would take this guy, I'm like,
I wish last week would have played out a little differently.
I do as well. Yeah. But either way, and shout out to Gentry. I did see Donald Copeland brought him up as well. We like Gentry.
He's fine, but
yeah. Would you take Gentry over Njoku?
No, not him.
I was just checking.
Not him. I don't even know over Harrison Bryant. I mean, that might be even closer there.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. If we had
Ebron,
if we had Ebron and he was still catching the ball and making little plays here and there, maybe there's a better case for us as the tight end group.
Yeah.
But no, I'd give them as a group. But like I said, I'm taking Frymouth over any one of their guys.
Okay. I like it, man. Keep it for the home team in, man. Let's do
Defense.
Whew. Rushers.
Man. We can't be seeing TJ last week. I mean, that's the X factor. I will take.
Yo, Deke, you went there.
I'd say.
Hey, hold on. Deke,
he hasn't looked right.
Instantly went there. Usually, I can always count on you to be like, he's 100% healthy. It doesn't matter. He's good to go.
Dude, that's the thing though with him.
Oh no.
With him.
It
feels like almost multiple weeks with him right now. No, I'm wrong on that because he had multiple sacks in the Titans game.
Yeah, but that was his last healthy game. Because then he hurt the ribs at the end of the Titans game.
I know.
Yeah,
and he looked bad. He looked bad in this last one.
And it's gonna be probably a tougher matchup for him. Hold on, let me see who's the.
Because it felt like.
Because I know last week he was going against the back.
I don't feel like cracked ribs are just getting better. Is my point.
But no, matchup wise though, the only reason. Yeah, never mind. Because I was gonna say he went against the backup last week as well. Because obviously Conklin is on IR for them, but yeah, he had a very favorable matchup a week ago as well. But them ribs, he did not look good. He did not look right.
Because every other time he'd be a little injured or something, I'd expect him to be back 100% or at least to a decent degree. And he's proven me more right than wrong, I feel like, this season. Right. We've only seen, I think, 2 no-show games up to this point.
Right.
But seeing the crack, this just looks different to me now. Yeah. I just don't know how that's getting better.
He couldn't move.
He was coming into the game like that, re-injured it, and if we're getting that version of TJ, then you have to give it to them being Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney. Now I think Clowney and Highsmith close enough to a wash for me. With how
say that again? You said Clowney and Highsmith for a wash?
Yeah, I'd say close enough. Highsmith's playing pretty decent this year.
I'd agree.
Clowney's dropped off a little bit from when we last seen him. He's still good. He's still playing good.
I mean, he was still producing though.
He's still producing. Yeah, I'd say close enough to a wash. But the X factor would be TJ over Garrett. But TJ doesn't look right. So if we're getting this TJ, I got to give them the edge in here. As a season, as a player as a whole, I'm still taking TJ over Garrett. Yeah. But they're grouping where TJ is right now
though too.
Damn. No, he's been doing nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, these past couple weeks.
TJ still has the much better season than Garrett.
Because he's at 15 sacks still, but nothing else is crazy jumping off for him right now.
And TJ has the better other stats.
Right.
Too.
Yeah, he does the whole gamut. And then Clowney's sitting there with 5 sacks. All right.
If TJ's like last week, then we got to give it to them. But if he's fully healthy, which I don't expect, every time I've done these comparisons, I've expected TJ to be more healthy than not. Then I would give it to us. But
see, for me, I'm leaning them definitely. I personally, I mean,
I hope he proves me wrong.
For me, I just think I have the slight edge TJ over Garrett, but I don't think that Highsmith has washed with Clowney just yet. I think
You still like the raw talent from Clowney.
Yeah, I still lean Clowney a little bit more.
I get that.
So that's kind of where I'm at with that, man. But yeah, if TJ from last week shows up, there's no debate about it. It's definitely Cleveland. So we'll see, but I do think he is still going to be injured. So yeah.
Linebackers.
Them.
Yeah, JOK. JOK for sure. We don't have that.
Absolutely.
As much as we want to say they're their weakness as a whole.
Yeah.
But that JOK, we don't have a JOK on
because for our roster. Defense, we could say that whether we're going I would definitely say our inside linebackers instead of our interior D-line, because at least the interior D-line has Cam.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I would take, if we want to jump to that too, I'd take our interior defensive line over theirs.
Because of that Jackson element, the one guy element. But yeah, man, for me, I'm definitely taking their linebackers over us, because even Taki, I don't think he's an elite player, but I still think he's providing productivity. This is the one part where Schober's providing for us right now. I hate to say it, but I don't think it's too far off. Yeah, it should be, right? Should be. We need one. But yeah, that's just because JOK, he would definitely be our best guy right now.
Oh,
yeah, jumps off the screen right now, man. So yes, definitely there, guys. There, but yeah, D-line, we're taking our guys. I definitely like our guys.
Yeah.
Because Cam, even last week, I mean, I'm watching the other guys get blown off the ball, and I'm watching Cam, and I'm like, dang, if Cam wasn't so good, it wouldn't necessarily be this big of a gap, because it's looking like Cam took his guy 2 yards in the backfield, and the guy he's next to is taking 3 yards the other way. And it's this massive gap, and I'm like, like, it's not your fault, Cam, that you're so good, and it's not your fault that the guys around you. Yeah, it's just like, man, it's hurting you a little bit, man.
There's a lot of shots of him just looking around, just befuddled about everything. Yes, we're seeing a lot of those shots more and more. Because
I'm like, yo, Cam consistently is driving his guy back, consistently plays with great pad level technique, effort, and you watch the guys around him, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry. I know you trying your hardest. And I know you try to be extra happy when you talk to these guys and not like make them feel like death, you know? But Lord. Yeah. It's bad, bro. It's bad.
Corners. I gotta go with them.
Yeah.
Maybe if we play Kello a little bit more, I'd lean us, but no. Denzel Ward. I don't know if Greg Newsom's going to be back, but he's been solid. Grady Williams is a depth guy. Troy Hill.
Yeah.
Troy Hill, I don't know if he's back either, but still, like those top three, they're solid. Really solid. We saw
good,
Joe last week. Didn't look right.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more Kello, though.
No, I agree. I think Kello is more interesting of a prospect. We'll see how they handle his division of labor. I mean, it was kind of weird, right? He went from playing a good amount, creating splash plays, to the minimized role in a sense versus the Chiefs. Now, obviously, we know Joe came back, but I did think that because of his play, he would have still been able to have a little bit more of a substantial role defensively because of what he's been able to bring. I mean, even in the game, right? His limited amount of plays, he would have had a pick on the false start. On the offsides, and then obviously had the PBU in the end zone as well. Like, I think he still is showing really good ball skills and confidence. Now, I still got to get used to this. You're down 23 zip, you make the PBU, and you getting up big walking and all that.
It was a big play, though.
Cam had a sack. That was a big play as well, but they were down 30 zip. You know what he did? Turned around, walked right back to the huddle. Because it's not a good look.
That was 30 zip. That's a little different.
The 7 points. You're right. I forgot the 7 points. That changed a lot.
I do think that was a little different.
Yeah, but that's for me. I got to get. It's the West Coast thing, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, I got to get accustomed to that.
Play Witherspoon this whole game. We don't have to worry about that.
I hope you're right, man.
He can make plays throughout the whole game.
I hope you're right. Honestly, I don't. Yeah, I definitely like their corners, but I think their corners have the tougher game. I don't, because for us, our corners, we're gonna have to tackle. If they're smart, they're gonna run this ball. If Cleveland is smart, they should come here and just run.
Yeah, because didn't really look like last week even. Chiefs were not talking real highly about their running attack. We're still able to get
100 plus on the ground.
Yeah, a ton of yards with Gore and Williams.
Yeah.
It's not the Williams from the Super Bowl either.
Not at all. It's whole new Williams. Yeah. I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, nope, not him. Yeah.
Safeties.
I like us. Yeah.
This is definitely us.
Definitely like us.
Minka Fitzpatrick, he's been playing at an all-pro level. Unfortunately, I think he got snubbed from the Pro Bowl.
I'm mad when the Pro Bowl. Yeah, when the Pro Bowl stuff came out, we didn't get a chance to talk about it because like the timing of it and everything. But yeah, man, I did see that. I mean, dude, the thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way with the Pro Bowl and the All-Pro, I wish they would tell us beginning, like ahead of time, how many safeties, how many at each position you're taking. That's right? Terrible. Because it changes the dynamic. Some years you see them take 2 guys. Some years it's 4 guys. Some years it's this. And it's like, well, how do we even know what to expect? How do we even know to feel like, man, he was robbed or slighted if, this was going to be your intent anyways? Like, that's this thing for me. So, yeah.
I think Deontay got snubbed.
Who got in over?
It was Keenan Allen was the main one because Diggs was in there. Their numbers were similar. Deontay's touchdowns were a little bit worse, but Keenan Allen was the, I think, most blatant one because Deontay had more receiving yards and more touchdowns at that point. And if you listen to Akello, Keenan ain't the same. Keenan ain't the same. That. It was, what did he say? 2018?
He said, ain't the same. He ain't the same. He was very...
Who's your toughest cover? 2018, Keenan Allen. I'm really specific on 2018.
2018. It's like, oh.
Meanwhile, Kello had a bad game against the Chargers when he was in there. I don't think it was Allen.
I don't think it was Allen.
Mike Williams,
That was funny, though.
So we go our safeties for sure. over there. Is anything else in terms of defensive matchups, special teams? You want to talk about that at all?
Oh, man.
Dustin Colquitt.
They got the punting matchup for certain. We got the kicking matchup.
I don't know.
Whoa, shoot, you're right. You're right.
Someone was bringing up, was it in our comments? I can't remember what comment
I am not going to take Corliss Waitman over.
They said the wind helped
Dustin
him too much on his punts, though, in the Kansas City
Y'all
game.
are hating. Yeah, people are hating.
Those were nice
Stop
punts,
hating.
man.
Stop hating. That's
really
what I'm
nice
saying.
punts.
Stop hating, all right? But I'm still going to take Dustin Colquitt over Corliss. I knew it could have been Presley. I was going to take Colquitt. Like, yeah. But no, I definitely like the kick.
It says McLaughlin.
Well, because he's on COVID list. Yeah, he's on the COVID list right now. So I think it's they got Nagger as their backup place.
Oh yeah. He was there in the Packers game.
Yeah.
I'll go with us. Well, at least with the kicker for sure. I'll go with Waitman's upside too as the punter.
Well, if we go on recency, your boy Boz did have a miss again.
Oh yeah.
Because of you. Again. Does the streak continue again?
I can't bring up the wind because
yeah.
if the wind helped our punter, I can't say it's the wind.
Yeah. So explain this one to me, please. Yeah.
I still trust Boss.
You do?
Yeah.
Even after you jinxed him, because it's been a clear line in his performance since those comments were made.
That was Pro Bowl Boss. Too,
yeah. And since then, it's not even been a debate. Nobody even you ain't. I noticed you ain't put no snub picture for him.
Nah.
You put snub Ben. I said, man, you went snub Ben before you went snub Boss. Like, just think about that.
Boss
that speaks volumes. Yeah.
What did I say? I said Ben, Minka, and Deontay.
Yeah.
My point with Ben was, I mean, if you're gonna have Lamar Jackson, I would put Ben over Lamar Jackson. I think Josh Allen had a case.
How you figure?
Huh?
How you figure that this year? Lamar, man, we talked about Lamar had his moments where he was very, very elite, you know? And now, obviously, this past couple weeks has been the injuries and he missed games because of COVID. But I don't think that Ben has been close to Lamar this season.
No, I think he's had a better season.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, man, I don't agree.
I think the other guy that would have had a case, though, was Josh Allen for sure.
Yeah.
Because
he's an alternate.
They did Herbert and Mahomes.
Yeah, Buffalo got like 14, 15 alternates up there. It's crazy.
Like, I wouldn't have put Lamar Jackson, and I think you would have put Ben or Josh Allen in over Lamar. But
the fact that you just said Ben and Josh Allen, like in the same, boy, you gotta stop this, man.
Well, with how Josh Allen played last week, the Pro Bowl was before last week. So with how Josh Allen's played this year and his stats, he's had a very good season.
Yeah.
Score predictions? Are you still going over special teams?
I was still thinking about my special teams a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
So you got McLeod versus
Peoples-Jones?
Yeah, Peoples-Jones they got as their second punt returner. They have Felton as the main guy. I don't know if they stick with that, though.
Is this the week Ray gives us one?
Probably not.
You ain't even gonna lie with it. He's just like, probably that's the
he'll give us 10, 15 yards, a nice catch. That's what he's done his whole career, which is good. He's been a really good punt returner for us. I think returner in general, but I haven't seen a touchdown. I don't think that changes up to this point.
Well, I'm going to keep hoping that this is the week for Ray. Come on, Ray. I need a return from you. So then that way I can lean in, obviously continue on leaning with the Steelers going forward with our return unit. But yeah, I'll still go with that special teams wise because I do believe in Boz, even though you have jinxed him. It's okay. All right, so score prediction time. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is perfect timing too. Let us know your score predictions, man, for this game. Steelers versus Browns. Drop them in, and we will read them off. And then go ahead and give ours as well. Excuse me. All right. So, how you feeling, man?
Feeling good.
Does 27-13 make a return?
Nah, we're done.
You're done with it officially?
We're done.
Like, it's over?
Maybe not. Let's just be real. It's probably not over. I'll bring it back. Certain instances where we need it. Just for a little spark.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm obviously feeling good about this game. Need the win to stay in the playoffs. Actually, the Sunday games are probably going to be bigger than the Monday night for us. Like,
they will be,
paying attention to some of these AFC games.
Know some stuff,
we'll know if, we win this game.
Yeah, we'll know.
We got a really good chance, or if it's looking a little bit bleaker.
Yeah.
But yeah, Browns versus Steelers, Monday night. I'm not even going to bring it up. I want to bring it up because everyone's talking about it in terms of my soliloquy here, but I'm not bringing it up because.
So you're in denial. Okay, cool. Go for it. That's fine. When Ben pulls up, BigBen7.com, and he looks on social media and he's seeing your, soliloquy about why the Steelers should or should not win.
No, because I don't think it's a fact.
He's going to look and he's going to say, wow, you ain't even shouting me out about this being my last game at Heinz Field.
I don't think it matters. I'm with Tomlin.
He's going to say fake fan.
There's no matter to this. It's just we win the game to get the playoffs. That's more at the forefront. Mm-hmm. We win the game as a team. Sure. That's what we're trying to do here.
Sure.
That's what Ben cares about.
Yeah.
Trying to do this whole song shit that everyone's trying to promote on social media.
Right.
No way.
Hey,
we're just trying to win games.
You keep saying it and it might turn true.
We're trying to win games. We're trying to get in these playoffs. We're still in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Browns is the Browns. I already mentioned it earlier. Ben has a good game. Najee, you know what? I think he replicates a little bit of his performance from the first game against the Browns. Mm-hmm. Also has a solid game. Deontay bounces back. Claypool, I feel a really big catch from Claypool. Corner of the end zone. Toe taps it.
Let's go.
50-50 catch.
Okay.
It's 100% caught, though.
Whew.
Defense.
That's a bar, low-key.
What?
50-50, but it's 100% caught. That's a bar. All right, continue, bro. Let's get it.
That's not bad.
Let's get it.
Defense. TJ gets multiple shots to the ribs. Before the game.
Oh, though I was like, man, what type of shots he gets
to make them numb? And we get the player, too, that we need from TJ.
Multiple shots, Lord. You making him sound like he going to risk it all for this one. Because it's the last round.
Nah.
It makes all sense now.
No, it's for the playoffs.
Sacrifices must be made.
It's for the playoffs.
Sacrifices must be made. I got it.
You know what? Actually, I think it's going to be more on the secondary here. How much are they going to run the ball? Are they going to commit to running it? Man. We stop the run enough. We stop it enough to where they go away from it at times. And they give the keys to Baker Mayfield, as we talked about. And our secondary does good because, as you mentioned, our matchup is pretty good. And we better play Kello a decent amount. I think he gets another pick in this game. Joe Hayden plays fine. Little revenge game against the Browns. We got 2 players on defense, revenge game. Him and Schobert. Yeah, defense plays good. What's the scores? We get 28. Ben gets 3 touchdowns.
28-14.
Yeah, 28-14.
I like
28-14. That's the score.
No longer 27-13. We're 28-14.
Yeah.
Steelers. I like that. I like that a lot right there, man.
We don't have to worry about balls outside of just making extra points.
Oh, man. Well, I will go ahead and do this a little bit differently.
Oh, no.
Being that this could very well be.
What did your simulation say?
This could very well be Seven's final ride at Heinz Field. Seven's final introduction in prime time at Heinz Field. The significance of that, I am excited to be able to be in the stands for that. Because I do think that, it holds a little bit extra weight. Because what he's meant to this team, to this organization, to this city, to the NFL. I do think we'll get a little vintage performance. How vintage? I don't know. Are we talking vintage being like a week ago? Are we talking vintage being like 5 years ago? I'm not sure just yet. It's going to be vintage, though. It'll be vintage. I promise you, vintage. But I do think he's going to have some moments. I'm leaning 60-40 on the tribute video being played.
Oh. 60-40. Do you have like an inside scoop on that?
60-40 tribute video might get played.
I'll be smoking that tribute video pack after the game.
So I hate to do it. I know y'all going to kill me for this. But I also think that the Browns get it done.
Oh, no.
I do. I hate to say it, but I do. I don't trust this team right now, man. I do not trust this team. I think we have a ton of flaws, and as much as we rip on the Browns, we do know they have our Achilles heel if they decide to run the ball. And part of me is saying to myself, are they going to make the same mistake again of trying to not run the ball, of trying to put it in Baker's hands? I personally don't think they will. And we know we don't have an answer to that if they do that. So that's why it's like, I do think Ben will play well. I think the offensive play, they'll have some spurts, some moments. But I don't think we're going to be able to stop the run like we need to. And it's ultimately going to cost us in the end.
What's your score?
We're going to score some points, though, if that makes you feel good.
No, I want the win.
We're going to score some points. We're going to score some points, though. We'll score some points, man. We're going to score some points. But I have it 21-20. Browns. Okay?
We're going to score some points.
We're going to score some points. It'll be 21-20. That's an upgrade for us. We ain't scored 20 last week. Shoot. I was going to throw we going to score a first half touchdown, but we ain't done that in 5 weeks either. So... forgive me if I'm not as confident that we're going to do something that we haven't done in a while.
This is a shot to Deontay game in the first series, for sure.
I hope
Am
so.
I wrong?
I really, really hope so. Like, we need a spark. We need something out the gate.
This is a Deontay double
because
move.
you've seen what our team looks like at times. And I personally don't want to see our team spot this Browns team 20 points and then play we're going to try to come back, and all they're going to really do is run the ball because they can legit run the ball like that. And for some reason, we don't play with urgency until we're down. That's the other part of it. Like I said, man, I just don't know what version. Our version is a little janky at times, man.
Well, what's sad to me is Tomlin mentioned about giving the keys to the offense to Ben. I mean,
and you know why he says that, right?
It should be the case. It's a little overdue, if anything. It's
but
been
see,
overdue.
Part
should
of
have been the case week 1.
But part of me feels like you make that statement when you feel like, you know what? Hey, 7, you always wanted it, right? It's kind of like senior day. You always wanted to be the starter, huh? You never was a starter. But you know what? It's senior day. Hey, Deke, you get to start today. You run out the tunnel. You get to do the jump ball today. All right?
It's a damn shame if that's the case, because
so you know what?
he should have the keys to this offense week 1.
Hey, it's senior night, Ben. Last home game. You got your whole family. If the whole family came out there, they can't say, I know the whole family going to be there for this one. All right. He might have second cousins, third cousins, cousins-in-laws. Everybody going to be there for this one. All right. He's going to have a whole section of just 7s on. Like, kind of like when LeBeau went to the hall. Everybody had the Dickie, had the LeBeau. It's going to be like that out there. All right. Chill, bro.
Yeah, so I think he has a good game.
That's why he's, just give him that opportunity, man.
I think it's more about playoffs, though, that comment with Tomlin. I think it was more of like, you know what, this is what we have to do to make the playoffs. Like I said, it's a little overdue.
Yeah.
Been definitely overdue, but I don't think it's about all that.
Yeah,
no.
he say, man, I know what this means to you. I'm here for you. Thank you, 7. Tribute video plays. He runs out this double point with his little beanie on, the gloves on. You know he got the gloves on. It's a glove game. You know that. All right? And then from there, he's going to be wheeling and dealing that thing. It's going to be all good, man. I just hope that it works out as great as you want it to work out and not like how I envision it probably working out. If he does it, calling it by himself for the whole game. I hope it's not like I think. I hope it works out just like how you think, though. I do.
With how this all played out,
yeah,
you have the option of Finkner or Canada. Who do you want? I'll take Finkner. It's gotten to that point.
See, I'm biased. I'm always going to take Finkner because I have a personal relationship with Finkner. Same with Haley. It's different, But yeah, that's funny to hear you say that, though.
Being serious. When you look back on it,
that
actually,
is funny.
Washington game, we should not have lost. That
is funny.
Indianapolis, epic comeback second half. The bad one was obviously the Bengals, for sure. Bills game, we were in that, actually.
Yeah, we were.
Until the pick by Ben. And I'll say, I'll blame him for that. Yeah, it wasn't a good pick. It kind of screwed the momentum for us.
Yeah.
But I do think maybe some of the, we lost it, end of last season was a little bit overblown. Browns game, a ton of that was on the defense. Now, Ben did have his turnovers, but we couldn't stop them at all. And then we gave them a free 7 points with the Pouncy snap.
And then we couldn't score at all either. You left that part out.
No, we were scoring. We were back in that game against the Browns.
You talking about the playoff one?
Oh, yeah, dude.
No. No. When did we get back in? Was down with how many scores?
No, bro. We were only down like 10 points or something. It was like 10 or 12 points. Okay. And we had it.
But then what happened after that?
And then we punted.
So how do we punt?
Huh?
Who has the ball when we punt? We have the ball. Our offense has the ball, right?
We should have won 4th and 1.
Well, that's another debate.
You know what, though? They scored quick, and then we scored quick to get right back to that point. So it was, I think just spotting them 7 points just doesn't help.
Okay. Well,
my point is, though, I probably would take Finkner over Canada right now.
It's crazy, this guy in there. I'll take him as well. I don't have issue with that at all. But what I would say is this, man. I'm gonna read off some of these other score predictions. You get the super chats loaded up. I think the last one you left off of was Xavier Cunningham. You should be on him. So I'll read off a couple of these score predictions though, and then after that, you just be ready for the supers, and then we'll get up out of here.
Out, yeah.
All right. So Thomas Riley has it. Browns 34, Steelers 17.
Damn.
Robert Bennett, Steelers 27, Browns 20. Stoogie McClaw, 24-19 Steelers.
What a name.
Heck yeah. Brandon Bechtold, or Bechtold. I don't even know how to say it. I'm butchering your last name. I'm so sorry, Brandon. But he has it 24-21 Browns. Whew. Roscoe Smokes has a shutout. 10-zip Browns.
No.
That's what he said, bro. Shutout. Damon Brown, 10-6 Steelers. Man, where your boy been? Defense gets the only touchdown. Dang, they are not feeling the swan song. It's nuts. All right. Bart Basquiato, 24-21 Steelers. Maxwell Miller has it opposite of mine. Steelers 21, Browns 20. Jacob Malacio, 31-28 Steelers. Steeler Nation on fire. 13-16 Steelers. Okay. Destin versus the world. Ben's last game at Hines. I'm saying 21-17 Steelers. Ben can't lose this game. I have been hearing people say that, but Ryan Shetter does not believe that. He says 28-10 Browns. He says, love the Steelers, but Chubb's going to eat 150 plus on the ground for him is what he's predicting. Whew. But now I'll end on, I don't want to end on this one. I know this was a good one. I'll end on this one by Roscoe Smokes. Roscoe says 17-10 Steelers. Ben, 2 touchdowns, 1 to Najee and 1 to Pat. Wait a minute. That sounds like a good one. That sounds a good one. But man, they was picking some brownies in there. All right. So let's get these supers out and then we'll be done because it's 11:06. And yeah, I got to do it.
Xavier Cunningham. He's talking about Anthony Miller.
Yeah.
His bigger body all around. Oh, no, bigger body around the same speed should be in over Ray. Him, Juju, Claypool, Deontay for next year.
A lot of us did think that Miller was going to get that opportunity, especially when they had bumped him up that one time. But
I would have liked to see more Miller time for sure.
Yeah, I would agree, man.
Vince Trombetta. Chubb got the best O-line.
I like how you threw Juju in there. You think Juju returns?
I think there's a chance.
With Ben or no Ben?
I was going to say, I do think some of that hinges on Ben. Yeah. I feel like he likes the team. Didn't he say something about 4 more years? He dressed up as Santa or something?
Yeah. He said, but Juju said a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we'll see. I think there's a good chance he comes back. There's a chance, depending on hinges on Ben for sure.
Yeah.
We'll find out though. Vince Trombetta says Chubb got the best O-line in the game, opening giant holes for him, and Najee got Kendrick Green. I think Najee is actually more talented. I think whenever you compare them, it goes back to what I said. Chubb definitely has more speed.
Yeah.
I think they're both physical enough, but Najee has the side to side, some of the jukes and extra stuff. So it would just be interesting to see what Najee did behind a decent O-line. Hopefully, Chubb's got the upper hand right now.
I would say hopefully we get a chance to see it too, because that's the other part of it. Kind of like when we always talk about with Ben and his O-line this year. It's like, yeah, could it be different? Could, sure, but we'll never know because currently the O-line is playing how they're playing right now. That's the unfortunate part about it.
Am I at the right spot, Braden Yellitz? Or did I skip some?
All right, it jumped a little bit for you. Just 2, so you're good.
Okay.
G. Alexander, he says, Moats, what do you do, Wagwan? He says, it's a chance for TJ to outshine Myles Garrett and solidify the Defensive Player of the Year award. Our offense can make it so we make Baker have to throw and we get those turnovers. Now, we could definitely do that, but we're going to have our offense, number one, not turn the ball over. That was something that popped up last week that we really hadn't seen a ton of per se, even with our struggles. It would be more so the 3-and-out variety, not the short field variety when you turn it over and stuff like that. So if they could protect the ball and just be competent offensively, then yeah. Because as long as it's a close game.
Get some quick scores maybe.
Yeah, if it stays close then, or if you at least get a small lead, we have seen where the Browns will abandon their run game sometimes a lot quicker than they need to. So, yeah, you bring up a good point. And, yeah, we definitely going to need TJ to give some more exclamation point performances to solidify this depot, because if he puts more Kansas City type stuff on tape, it's just going to keep opening the door for them dudes in Dallas that everybody keeps trying to hype up more and more and more. That's the only thing I'm a little concerned with.
Yeah, I still think TJ's in the thick of it.
No, he's in it, but with these 2 games remaining, that's what I'm saying. Because you heard how, I mean, dude, Diggs with the 11 picks, people are losing their mind over him. Parsons, they're losing their mind over him.
Yeah.
So we need to keep our guy in that conversation as well. All right. And then we had Chevy Regal. Shout out to Chevy Regal. He says, shout out to my morning crew, Uncle Billy, Krista, and Mike at Pasquale's and was it Titusville, PA. Maybe it's Pasquale's or Pasquale's. I don't know how he pronounces it, but yeah, Pasquale's. I'll say Pasquale's in Titusville, PA. So yeah, shout out to the crew, man. Uncle Billy, Krista, and Mike, man. Hope y'all are enjoying yourselves. And shout out to you, Chewy, for tuning in with us, baby. Major love and respect. Now you're on Brandon Yellitz.
Yep. 23-17 Steelers. Balls gets the game ball.
Okay, let's do it then.
Next we have Barilla 92. He says, damn, I'm late. Oh, man. He says, thank you, 7.
Thank you, 7. Thank you, 7. Hey, you're right on time. Thank you, 7. Thank you, 7.
Carmichael, the sports guru. Ben's last game at home. Deke Bayless is going to cry. Wow.
No emotion. No emotion.
Is that where I'm at?
You no emotion.
Is that where I'm at? Deke Bayless.
Just go full no emotion. You're good, bro.
I've heard some people call me the Steelers skip Bayless, Deke Bayless.
I have heard
Is that where I'm at these days?
You flirt with it every once in a while.
Is that where I'm at?
You flirt with it every once in a while. Every once in a while it happens. It's okay, though.
Keith Chambers. Remember last year's playoff game? Deke, have you been watching us this season? I agree with Moats. We're not a good team. Facts.
I hate when they agree with me, too.
Steeler Nation on fire says, was Dobbs supposed to be the future QB before Mason was drafted?
No. I thought Dobbs was drafted more so to compete with Landry. Yeah, because at the time, Landry was the backup quarterback for the 3-4 years. Because I can't remember if he was there before I got here. Was he there in 13 maybe?
Who?
Landry.
Ooh, yeah, around there.
Yeah, because I know when I got here in 14, he was here, but we still had Bruce as well. So I just think that the whole
Landry 13. Yep.
Yeah, so I think that the Dobbs move was more so a younger, more athletic version of what Gradkowski was when he was here as well. In terms of just that whole backup being, because Landry,
Brucey wasn't a terrible backup.
No, he wasn't, not at all. But in the thing, because with Landry, we thought that he could make some nice throws, but we thought that his decision making and sometimes seeing the field wasn't the best, and that was why we would joke and say, man, it's only a matter of time before he's going to hit you in the face with the football. You know what I mean? Because that's what he did sometimes. But with Dobbs, it was more so to compete with him, I felt like, than necessarily saying that he's going to be the new franchise quarterback and stuff like that. Because typically, if you're trying to get a franchise quarterback, you're either going to spend big in free agency or you're going to take these guys in the first round. 90% of the time, that's how it happens. Now, not saying that it's always going to work and it's going to be surefire in terms of productivity, but that is typically the case, though. But yeah,
I think we're done.
I think we are, man. This was fun, though, dude. This was fun, man. Good show today.
What are we back on Friday?
Yeah. So quick update. No show tomorrow, right? Usually we have our show on Thursday afternoons. No show tomorrow, but we'll have another show on Friday morning. All right, we'll be back out here Friday, same time actually, 9:00, man, getting it in. Where we'll do our picks because we got to get these picks in, baby. I'm making a comeback, bro.
Dude? Wait, you know what?
I make a comeback, man. I want to make a comeback, man.
I don't think you got last week.
Okay.
Because didn't you officially take the Steelers?
When?
Whenever we posted our videos, the day of the game.
Oh, if you text me the day of the game, sure.
I mean,
I get it. If you want to go that route, I get it, bro. Cool.
Or did you wait? That's what I mean. Because we posted the video.
The only reason I say if you text me day of the game, you ain't been in the crib day of the game when you text me day of the game, bro.
What do you mean?
You see me game day when we're at home, right? My state.
Oh, so you just said yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, I'll give you it.
That's all I'm saying.
If you thought the Chiefs were gonna win, I'll give you that.
If you're texting me at the crib on game day, bro, I like to start early. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm up for that. I'll give you that one then. Because I felt like whenever we were making the picks, you were definitely leaning Chiefs, but it was like dependent on injuries, who's in and out.
But I got you though. But that's just give you a little behind,
Okay.
But if you want to go with it though, I'm with it.
If that's where your heart was though, no. I just want to know where your heart was with your pick. All right, if it was
my heart is always with the Steelers.
Yeah, okay.
Or Buffalo, or Arizona, or Oakland, or Minnesota, Cowboys. Or Dallas, or Green Bay. No, I'm playing.
So I'll say I'm up 4 games. I think up 4 is fair.
All right. So when we come back on Friday, we'll do that. We'll obviously stack our paper as well.
If there's any hot news or something.
Yeah, and we got to check the injury report as well because we do know right now we haven't had an official one just yet. We definitely want to find out what's going on with TJ. In fact, we'll probably have the most clarity on the injury report this year by going on Friday compared to the Thursdays where sometimes we're waiting to see that next, report that comes out. So now this will be dope, man. This will be dope.
Yeah. So Friday show.
Yeah.
Going into the weekend. I think that's New Year's Eve too. Last show of the year.
Oh, you're right.
I think it is. Yeah.
Hey. Well, I'm glad we're going in the morning then. Yeah, because we. Yeah. Hey. All right, you done made me smile. I just forgot all about that. All right, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the show. We appreciate y'all tuning in with us. Stay safe, and until next time, baby.
Peace.